This is Grandmaster Daniel Narditsky. We are watching Valentina Gunina taking on June, the women's world champion at the 2023 World Blitz Championship in Uzbekistan. And the players starting off with a pretty conventional opening, a Queen's Gambit declined, and now a semi Taraj as June brings her C pawn up to the center. And a big exchange in the center. This is a very, very popular opening. Black takes on d4 and then takes on d5 and now gets an isolated queen pawn on d5. Okay, now the rook comes into d1, and now it's Gunina's turn to launch an offensive and chase the black pieces out of the center. Knight to e7. June has to oblige. And are there tactics? No. Back to home base goes the white queen. Bishop to d5, pinning the knight, forcing the weakening move. F3, June is playing an amazing game with only a couple of seconds on her clock. She's doing a terrific job of sort of keeping the status quo and continuing to induce weaknesses in white's position. But she is still down a queen, and white is still pressuring the king side. Bishop to a7. Gunina has plenty of time on her clock. Queen to d3 was another devilish move. It threatened two checkmates on h7, and actually there was a mate on d8 that was threatened, and so June has to make some luft. But g6 is a very weakening move in 4 seconds as that knight, it couldn't decide where to go. Knight to c6, knight to e4. Gunina brings her knight into the game. 2 seconds for June. Rook to d8, chasing the white queen away. Oh, but that's a pin. That rook on d1 is undefended. Oh, Gunina blundered that move. Gunina blundered rook to d8, and now the white queen has nowhere to go. She might have to sacrifice the queen back. Oh, but that endgame is going to be really bad news for white because while the e3 pawn is weak, the a2 pawn is weak, and that black rook on c4 can infiltrate down to c1 or to the side down to a4. Gunina blundered rook to e8, and with only 3 seconds, the women's world champion was able to spot that the rook on d1 is undefended, and I don't see a different move for white. She might have to play queen takes rook, or maybe queen takes knight is a better version of that sacrifice. No, she's going to move back to f4. Gunina is going to keep her queen at all costs. Oh, with 2 seconds left, June just didn't have the time to capture white's rook on d1, and instead she went g5. She allowed a check. She allowed a trade. Oh, white's going to win. Queen d6 check. What a move. King g7. Another check on h5. That's forced mate. That's forced mate. Knight h5 is mate in 2. Knight h5 is mate in 2 moves, and she finds it. And June stops the clock and graciously extends her hand. She almost came all the way back, down a queen, but just didn't quite have enough time to deliver the final blow. All credit to Valentina Gunina for keeping pressure on the board and on the clock. What a game.
Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Nigarhan Gürpınar, joined by Pepe Cuenca and a field of kick-ass women in the chess world. We are today celebrating the International Women's Day and try to honor these amazing women and other women's accomplishments in chess, raise awareness about gender disparities, discrimination, and we are trying to promote the global support for women. Hi, Pepe. Hi,
Hi,
ladies.
Nigarham. How are you? So extremely happy to be here with all of you, surrounded by so many talented people, and to enjoy another session here with you guys. So how about if we introduce our guest, Nigarham? What do you think?
That would be super amazing. Why don't you start, Pepe?
Of course. So we have Lula Robs just there in the screen. Lula is a very important content creator and a chess player as well. It's very impressive that she started in 2020 playing chess, and she made it already to the Olympiad, if I'm not wrong, right, Lula? So how are you, Lula?
Yes, I'm good.
Everything.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. I was privileged enough to be in the last roundtable last year, and so I'm very happy to be back. And I'm very excited to be here with all of these amazing people.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Who else do we have, Nigarham?
We have Emilia here, Emilia Castelleo, who is the president of the Women in Chess Foundation, which I'm a part of, and who has been working on making chess tournaments a safe place in OTB tournaments. I mean, for women. And yeah, so hi, Emilia, welcome. So happy to be have you here.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. I am really excited and honored to be amongst all these amazing women and Pepe as well, obviously. So.
Hi, welcome. And we have also here Kaja's name. We all know Kaja. She's been doing great commentary for the Champion Chess Tours in the last years. So extremely happy to have you here, Kaja, and your baby. How are you?
Max is here. Yeah, Max is here. Isn't it perfect on Women's Day? His father is working, so he's joining the roundtable. I think it's perfect that he's already in his first year being exposed to Women's Day. It's such an important day, and I'm honored to be here in this roundtable. Looking forward to everything we're going to discuss.
Thank you. And who is our last guest, Nigarham?
I'm so happy to introduce this person as well. Judith is an international woman, international chess arbiter, but also a colleague of mine at chess.com, doing amazing things. Hi, Judith.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here, and I'm so thankful that you guys highlight women in all area of chess, not just chess players. We all love chess players. We love you, Nigarhan, but there's so many more that you can do as women to really promote women in chess, not just playing chess, but arbiter, commentate, and run a fantastic organization, and so everything. So I'm really excited for this roundtable.
As Judith mentioned, it is super important to bring awareness to focus on the entire chess ecosystem. I know the players are on the foreground. I know players are doing such a great job, and we always appreciate what they do and how they play the chess game. But also there are so many other professions, women that work in the background that make chess happen, and Judith is one of them. So thank you for bringing that up, Judith.
Thank you.
And Pepe.
Yeah, so I also wanted to say hi to all the audience, right? We have everybody out there in the chat, so feel free to interact with us. We are reading your comments, and of course, happy to answer all of your questions. So what's going to be the structure, Nigarham, of this show today?
So first of all, we have the Women's Roundtable with all these amazing women here. We're going to discuss a few important topics and get different viewpoints from these amazing women. And after this this will take about an hour. After this portion, we have actually an arena tournament. I see some participants already joining, and it's open to anybody. So despite that you're a woman or not, you can join and celebrate the International Women's Day with us with the tournament.
Right. So probably you guys have the link over there in the description of the show. I see that we already have 23 players, still 53 minutes to register. So please join us and enjoy this tournament. We'll have a lot of blunders, of course, but that's chess, that's how it works.
Awesome. So why don't we start with the first topic, Pepe? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. So first topic that we have in mind is to talk about the progress that we can celebrate in the last years regarding women's chess, right?
Yeah.
So,
and yeah,
who wants to start?
Yeah, who wants to start? Who wants to go first? I think our participants have been here in the chess world for a duration of time, and they have different experiences from different perspectives, and also they have different duration of time that they been involved in the chess world. And I think this is super interesting because we can literally see the shift from one angle to another. Like if you read, for example, Jen Shahadi's books, the tone is a little different. Now, today, we are working in a different environment. So I would love to hear different perspectives from these guests. Who wants to go first?
I'm happy to start if that is good. So I've only been playing chess for 3 years, but the way that I got into it was quite non-standard. I got into it after watching The Queen's Gambit. And I think that off the back of that, representation of women in chess has been a lot higher since we have female streamers streaming chess, and in mainstream media with The Queen's Gambit, more commentators. And I think that representation is really important to encourage girls and women to play chess. I didn't really think of myself as having a place in chess before I saw The Queen's Gambit, which for some people, it may not seem that serious because it's a TV show, but for me, it really opened up the world of chess because I didn't know anything about it before. And so, yeah, I think that especially with streamers, commentary, we are all online all the time. Seeing women in these roles is really important, and it's been really positive change.
Right, I completely agree, right? For instance, we have like a lot of commentators like the Pote sisters, Lula, we have Kaja doing commentary. Like this was not like that like 20 years ago, right? There were no girls in the chess world basically. And therefore, I think now it's much more comfortable for the young girls, right? So I wanna be like Lula, I wanna be like Kaja, right? Or Judith, right? So they have a lot of references, let's say.
And I'm happy to jump in. I actually have a 10-year anniversary with chess this year. First chess event or chess anything I worked with was Sinkfield Cup in 2014. And it's interesting because remembering back, there was hardly any women covering or working on that tournament, actually. And I also went to the World Championship in Sochi that year. I can hardly remember any women being there to work with it, to cover it in any sort of way. And this year, 10 years later, there's women everywhere. I went to Toronto for the Champions Chess Tour finals. Judith was there to be the main arbiter to keep everything in control. I went to Hamburg for the Go Chess Challenge a few weeks ago. Tanya was there to cover it. Fiona was there to cover it. Maria was there to cover it. I was there to do interviews, So you now see women everywhere in chess, also the streamers. It's only, you could say it's been 10 years is a long time, but it's also only been 10 years. And women are definitely showing their faces now in chess, which is so cool.
By the way, Kaja, you're doing such a great job. I really enjoy your commentary with David and the guys over there for the Champion Chess Tour. Amazing work. It's fun. It's entertaining. And, I really love it. So congrats. Impressive.
I had a great time working alongside with Kaya, and yeah, it's 10 years. It's 10 years for me too. 10 years ago, I made a switch from full-time chemistry to full-time chess, and it's been an amazing 10 years. and I grew so much because of the community. And I sympathize with Kaya that 10 years ago I was alone. Like, I was one of the very few female leaders in the chess community, and it took a little bit of time to establish presence and establish voice. But now I see all these amazing females, and I'm not alone, and we are together and supporting each other, and we have amazing foundations now who are helping that awareness and support. So it's really great. But yeah, when it was 13 years ago when we introduced my oldest daughter to the chess community, and it was tough. Like, she was alone. And so one of the things that I'm trying to do is to bring more opportunities for girls and chess, and we'll talk about that later, the roundtable, what happened and what. But yeah, it's been an amazing 10 years for me too. And I also would like to give a huge shout out to companies and organizations and tournaments who consciously keep importance of hiring these female commentators, female arbiters, female leaders, so that people can see that, okay, we are here. So thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to follow up kind of on what Judith said. I think that not only, I mean, for me, I really got into the professional sphere in 2022, but since then I feel like I've kind of accelerated and have seen just so many women come out of the woodwork and show their love for chess. I also think, though, as well, not only is kind of more women coming into the community, but as well, the community is supporting them with tangible things. Like, you know, Norway Chess recently just announced the Equal Prize Fund, and that is such an amazing thing that's so important for many women whose career is chess. And, you know, you also have these incredible young girls coming up through the system who are being so well supported by the community and their coaches and their families. And so I think women being in the chess space is such a more kind of accepted thing than it was a few years ago.
Totally.
Emilia, you're a chess historian as well, if I'm correct. So, and I think it gives you another depth of understanding of how it was in the past, and now you're able to compare it in the current space. So, would you like to, you know, give us a comparison?
Yeah, sure. I absolutely can. I mean, I think back then it was kind of the women's sections were pretty separate from the men who played competitively. I mean, you had women's tournaments and women's champions, but I feel like there's a lot more intermingling now between the two groups. But as well, I think kind of even with me being a chess historian, that really kind of plays into this idea that you don't necessarily have to play over the board chess competitively to be a part of this community. I think that was kind of an idea that we adhered ourselves to for a really long time. And but nowadays we have arbiters and commentators. I actually just had a second round interview to do my PhD in chess history. So it's like, you know, we have such a larger world now where women can participate in chess that's not strictly over the board.
So Emilia, besides having an impressive academic career, as you're just mentioning here, you're also the president of the Women's Chess Foundation, right? So what do you guys do over there? What's your mission?
Yeah, absolutely. So our mission at the Women in Chess Foundation is essentially to empower women and advocate for women in chess. Our main goal right now is putting independent advocates at chess tournaments for women to and anyone to gain support should they need it, should anything happen. But additionally, we've been working really closely with organizations like the European Chess Union to develop new safe play guidelines to support and prevent misconduct, and really just kind of bring together women in chess to make it less disconnected for them and to show them, you know, that a woman in chess can mean a lot of things, and we're here to support that and empower that.
That's great. That's great. And we have a question that Judy brought here to the chat and from the audience. And
yeah, we have
right.
Noel Luca, and she's asking, or he's asking, that that if we agree that the Queen's Gambit TV show was a major happening to help inspire younger girls into chess, and I felt that that's a really great question. What do you guys all think?
So, I mean, I already have touched on this slightly.
You
I
can start,
absolutely got
yeah.
into chess because of the Queen's Gambit. And I've met a lot of people who have said the same thing. I think that the Queen's Gambit was absolutely huge for chess. It was probably the cause of one of the biggest chess booms that we've seen in recent times. Others being like PogChamps, which was really good for chess, and like TikTok, which has been strangely amazing for chess in the past year. But yeah, the Queen's Gambit was enormous. And I think, like I said, I think a lot of it is just to do with representation.
Yeah. After Queen's Gambit, everybody wanted to ask you like, oh, I want to know more about chess tournaments. Now, after that, like chess was like a cool thing, right? Before, I even used to hide I was a chess player when I was dating someone. But after Queen's Gambit,
but also Queen's Gambit, I feel helped that okay, it's natural to see women, right? It's okay, and
right.
and so that helped the perception of seeing women around the chess workforce, right? I think it
Exactly.
helped. It definitely helps.
And maybe also for some young girls, giving them the dream of becoming the best chess player in the world, not just the best women chess player, but the best chess player in the world. And it's so important, I think, that young girls have that dream.
Totally.
Yeah, actually, the show represented the nature of, lack of women in the space, and the fact that we had a strong female character in the series that is able to achieve so many things in chess. I think is super truly inspiring, and it helps us to rethink what is going on and how we can make it better.
Yeah, that's very important what you're mentioning, because I was talking the other day with Florencia Fernandez. She's an Argentinian champion, and she used to tell me, okay, it's difficult for women when you're starting with chess, because she used to go, for instance, and probably this is the case for most of you, she used to go to a chess club, like she was the only girl over there. They were all guys smoking, and this is not the right atmosphere, right, for a young girl to improve your skills, right? I don't know if it happened the same to you guys or not, or if we have changed something about that and the situation has improved a little bit in that sense.
I mean, I'm happy to jump in. I actually, when I moved to Vienna, tried to join a chess club, and I walked in on the first day and it was all guys. And the first thing they asked me is what was my rating before they even asked my name. And it's just kind of we want to make the community for women something that's very welcoming. We want to get to know them like we do male chess players, and like really integrate them, and not have it just be kind of all about your rating or your title. It's chess is more than that. And I think we still have some ways to go, but I definitely see it kind of turning around in the near future.
And the fact that we're promoting women in chess doesn't necessarily mean that, we're trying to get away things from men. And this is a misconception. I think I need to bring that up, because we're trying to grow the game and make, representation of women in different spaces more higher. I'm sorry about my cat, by the way. Like he's a kitten still, and he's jumping around and biting everything. So if you hear anything in the background, that's him destroying the home. So the fact that we're trying to make more women visible in the space doesn't necessarily mean that we're taking resources away from men. No, that's not true. If we have more women participating in the game, in various aspects, they don't have to be players, but they are visible parts of the chess ecosystem. It means more tournaments, more prize funds for the World Championship, more visibility, place on TV, more sponsors. And, you don't have to stick with, crusty sponsors that are, super sexist, but also like a variety of sponsors that are funding the game for everybody. So by promoting women, we are trying to make it a win-win situation for everybody, including men. So I just want to put it out there. And, if anybody wants to jump in to discuss this as well, feel free to do so. But I need to clear out the misconception. But sometimes it triggers when people see women, the name women discussed in the, in the various environments. And I think it's wrong to look at from that perspective. We're trying to make it more inclusive so that everybody can win.
I think it's interesting what you say about the sponsors and everyone sort of coming in and spending money on chess, which is super important, right? To have those big prize money, to make it a big universal sport. And I think that's another thing that the Queen's Gambit did. I think sponsors now are more interested in women in chess. Everyone's kind of looking for, I think sponsors and everyone outside of chess kind of realized that this is a unique sport where women and men are equal. We're just waiting for the next woman, the next Judith Polgar, right, to be up there and compete with the men in the very, very top. And I think sponsors are looking for this right now. And I think, I think women are more interesting to the sponsors and people spending money on chess right now. And it's going to be so exciting to follow the future because we do see some super big talents coming up, right?
Of course. So what concrete actions, guys, can we do to support women's chess, for instance, to improve the situation? Concrete actions that we can take. For instance, I'm gonna say one, like improve the coverage of women's chess, right? Because it's now the candidate tournament is gonna start. It's the first time in history where both sections are playing at the same time, right? Open section and women's section. So I would love to see content creators, for instance, regarding game of the day for both sections, right? Because we usually just see the open section. So we need more visibility for sure for women's tournament, yeah?
I can reveal that I went to Prague this weekend to do interviews with the players who are heading into the candidates. So we did have 3 Indian male players there getting ready for candidates, but we also had Vaishali. And that was the coolest interview I did in Prague. She's getting ready for her very first candidates tournament. She is such a cool girl. And the way she's talking about it and the emphasis she's putting on this makes me look more forward to the women's candidates than the candidates tournaments. Yeah, such a cool girl.
I actually have a question in the chat of what can chess clubs do to support women in chess, and that ties into my area as well. And as an arbiter and as an organizer, I've done both. I've done separate women's or girls only tournaments, and I've done open tournaments with special highlights to female chess. I do support open tournaments. I do support integrated tournaments where everyone plays together, but do highlight the females, right? Because we do, the female players do have a little bit of harder time making it to the top. And if you have special female prizes or special game of the day, and then female players, both male and female players, I think that helps a lot for visibility, for coverage, as well as encourage players to come. And if they are female players, they are going to come and a little bit represent the female players a little bit more. Having special prizes to females, top female players, that also helps. So I think that's always good. I still remember when I saw we have these tournaments, And then when we give out the trophies to the girls, right, or scholastic tournaments, youth tournaments, that's a special time when you see the eyes of the girls that, okay, I achieved something and it's worth putting in the time and energy. And sometimes it's a lonely job for girls, female players, to be in a tournament. So what can you do? Encourage girls and encourage females to bring a friend. I always encourage, because if they have a friend at the tournament, it's going to be so much more. So if you're a man, be a friend for a female, and then encourage them to seek out to other female, advocate that camaraderie and in the tournaments as well.
Right, completely agree. I think we also need to raise the voice when we see that a woman is going through a tough situation in chess tournament. You know, so many uncomfortable situations for women in the last years. I think we all know that exists, right? And at least I'm seeing that you know, we're learning step by step, improving. For instance, I just remember, you know, case of Fiona, some dinosaur like talking some nonsense in some commentary tournament, and you know, people started to complain in Twitter, and the guy was kicked out from the broadcast. So these kind of actions needs to be taken, you know. And I mean, we need to start with the men. Without us, the change is more tough, you know, and more difficult. So.
And,
yeah,
and
I can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And yeah, women cannot do this alone. Like, we need men to step in and help. Yeah, Emilia, you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely need, I mean, men allyship is really important, but as well, you know, that paves the way for even other communities like the LGBTQ plus community and minorities to also enter the sport and, you know, increase diversity in the sport. When it comes to like really tangible actions, I think for me, I'm obviously kind of thinking policy oriented, but it's really important for, you know, clubs and federations and organizations to have these policies in place that are protecting these groups, and as well making sure that they're sticking to them and not letting anything kind of go unnoticed. But as well, I think too, we're doing a really great job at like highlighting, for example, like female chessable authors, and chess.com highlighting, you know, people who are on their team that are women. And so I think getting to know them and understanding their life and perspective and who they are outside of chess is really kind of what makes young girls want to stay in the chess world for longer, because they have role models and see people in those leadership positions.
I do want to jump back into the advocacy program that Emilia is doing, and that I hope, and that's my hope and wish that this will become a worldwide known thing. Because if the advocacy program is visible at tournaments, female players will feel safe, will feel that, okay, they have a channel to talk to. So I encourage everyone to go to the foundation's website and do the training. If you're a female or a male, advocates can be both genders, and go to tournaments and be visible, and it will make a difference. So thank you, Emilia, for all the work that you're doing, and I hope everyone will sign up and do the training. It's really good. It's really useful.
Thanks, Judith. I appreciate that.
Can I also jump in? Emilia mentioned chessable authors, and that's such a good point, because chess now, right, it's possible to make a living off chess for more people now. I'm doing coaching, doing chessable, doing streaming. Right. And this is also super important, I think, because I have covered young talents, and I have seen a big difference in young talented boys and young talented girls, because girls who are really good at chess are most likely also really good students, really smart girls. And I've seen basically all of them choose studies instead, choose a career instead, than pursuing chess. Whilst boys, for some reason, have more of a tendency of going like, no, I'm going to go all in for chess for 10 years. That's my limit. And then maybe I'll study. We'll see what I do. But now the fact that you have some sort of guarantee that you can make a living off chess, even if you don't make the very top, is also such an important thing. So to put money into Chessable authors, to put money into the streamers, and to also have as much prize money as possible for it to be possible to make a living of it.
I don't know, chess competition, just making a living only with playing is extremely hard, even from grandmasters. Like bad grandmasters like me, like I would be starving, you know, if I had to make a living only because of competition. So it's great, you know, that nowadays we have so much opportunities, right? So many opportunities in the chess world. Streamers, commentators, arbiters, even you can teach, right? Even if your level is not that strong, you can always go to a school and then teach to the kids. So it's good that it's a good time for chess, not only for super grandmasters, right? But for everybody related to the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in some countries, you know, the governments, they fund chess directly by giving funds to players, men and women. And, you know, that way, you know, those professional players can avoid being, you know, a secondary, having a secondary job in chess. Like, you know, you don't have to teach, you know, if you're getting a constant salary. But unfortunately, that's not everywhere. And it is not possible everywhere. The fact that the ecosystem is expanding and is more inclusive opens up so many more opportunities. So if you're a streamer, you can create content, and you can create content for companies. You can be featured by other gaming companies to be the face of chess. Or if you're a player, you can actually create courses on Chessable, or, you know, offer lessons to students that are, you know, willing to take lessons. And, you know, you can raise the next generation. And I think this is a fantastic thing to show how expansive that it can go.
Can I add a comment? I think it's, first of all, as somebody who is, you know, trying to make a living through chess, I love the way that chess has expanded. I wanted to also circle back slightly to what Judith was saying about girls' tournaments and also funding, which we just talked about slightly, and how important it is for girls in chess to have funding at the junior level. And there was the ECU ran a survey in 2019 where it showed that the most effective use of funding was in putting money towards under 18s and under 14s girls chess specifically, and that it massively or it had the most effect in raising participation levels for girls in chess. So it's really important, I think, to have it at all levels. Like, it's very important to have prize money, but if we want to get like chess up to at some point a 50% participation rate for women, we need funding from the ground up, you know. And it's very, very important to have like all these scholastic tournaments, girls tournaments globally. And also, one of my kind of little dreams that I've never told anybody is that I would love at some point if all tournaments had like 50% female arbiters, because I've attended tournaments before and where there hasn't been a female arbiter at all, and as an adult woman, you know, like that's okay. If something uncomfortable happened, I would still prefer probably to speak to a woman. But if I were still a teenager or a child, then I really would be looking for, you know, a woman to go to if I had a problem. And, you know, this is another great thing about the Women in Chess Foundation, is that we're going to have independent advocates of all genders. But yeah, just getting more women. And I don't know how we recruit more female arbiters. Judah is probably knowing more about that than me. But yeah, so I think funding is key in like all of these areas, and not just at the top level.
I even put it in the chat that whoever wants to become an arbiter, reach out to me, and I'm happy to train and mentor all genders, but females especially. I'm a big advocate for raising female arbiters.
No, I think what Lula said was very important, because when you're a woman or a young girl, you don't only need to worry about the competition itself, but about other things. For instance, who do I share the room with, right? I mean, I'm the only girl here in the tournament, so it's going to be more expensive for me. And you also have to worry sometimes about the organizers. Will this guy have second intentions or not? Well, it's tough, you know. So it's really difficult for girls at the environment, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as well, that's what's really important is educating people that these things do happen, even if you don't hear about them, or even if you might think, you know, the person you know could never do such a thing. When in reality, you know, sometimes it is the people closest to us. And what's important is really, you know, supporting those people who do decide to speak up and making sure that they have the resources that they need to, you know, get justice or resolve the issue at hand. And so education, I think, as well is number one in making sure that, you know, moving forward, we are better prepared to deal with these kinds of things.
Right. So should we go to the next session, Nigarham?
Yeah.
So maybe talk about women who inspired you guys. For instance, I have a name, yeah, Judith Polgar. Like, I mean, she used to compete in the toughest era of chess. Yeah, she was the only woman over there. Like a lot of top players talking nonsense, like a woman cannot beat me, stuff like that. I remember Kasparov saying something like that in some TV shows. So who is the woman who inspired you guys in the chess world or in general?
I can go with her sister, Susan Polgar. I worked with Susan for many years, and she did have this all-girl tournament. She created an amazing atmosphere during summer with camps and a full, really high-stake tournament. And so seeing that and showing the girls that there are other girls at that time, it meant a lot. And I was honored to be the chief TD before the pandemic, and so it's shaping up to be a little bit different every year. And I think we are going to a way that, okay, we need inclusivity and we need integration with open tournaments. But I think showing that and paving the way for the girls, and that's amazing. And she is still a really big advocate for all female in chess, and I just want to thank her for her leadership and mentorship. It means a lot to me, and I know a lot of girls look up to her, to Susan as well.
Judith, you're Hungarian as well, right? So
Yes, I am Hungarian. So I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah, the three sisters, Judith, Susan, and Sofia, are like legends in Hungary, and I'm sure they inspired many people in the nation. Not like they inspired many people globally, but they also had the
Yes.
inspiration for many girls and women in the country as well.
Yes, and also I mean, I can go into the whole one. They were raised by their family, by their parents, right? We did have socialism, so it was also a sign of, okay, we can do this despite of all the hardship and roadblocks. So I mean, what they've done is amazing. Judith is doing an amazing job with her foundation and in Budapest and in home, and the things that she's doing, it's amazing. So yeah, absolutely.
I'll be happy to go and 100% second the Polgar sisters. Wow, they're just superstars, and I'm still starstruck whenever I get to interview Judith Polgar, and she's such a down-to-earth person as well. Incredible to always meet her. I will throw three names out there that has inspired me in chess. Maria Emelianova was one of the first women that I met on site at tournaments. She's been there for a long time. All the guys or all the players, they respect her so much when she comes with her cameras. She's so in control of everything she does, and she's been so important for delivering chess out to the world. So she's a big one. I will also say Tanya Sachdev, who I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the past few years. She is such a star in India, of course, but in the chess world as well. But she's also one of the most down-to-earth, humble people that I've met. She's so eager to learn new ways that she can bring chess out there, if it is as a host, if it is as a commentator, but still also playing and pursuing her own career. Very inspirational. So I will throw those names out there as well.
How about you,
Okay.
Lula and Emilia? Yeah, Emilia, go ahead.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, sorry.
No, you're fine. Lula, you can go.
Okay. It's hard not to repeat things people have already said. I think meeting Judah is the only time I've been like starstruck in chess. But honestly, I'll like come from a different angle. As somebody who got into chess very recently, I found that pretty much all of the female streamers I've seen on Twitch have had a huge impact on my chess, especially like Anna Kramling and the Bota sisters, because they transform chess in a way that I haven't seen other people do it. There's like a magic to it, especially when like Anna plays chess and she's so like upbeat and she's so happy, and then I'm there and I like hang my queen and I'm like, I don't want to play chess anymore. But when you see like the magic that these women bring to chess, it really like any preconception that anyone may have about like it being for men or like it being a certain type of person, it just disappears immediately.
Yeah. And for me, I think I have two names that I kind of want to throw out there. The first one is Jen Shahadi. I think her sharing her story has changed the chess world in such tremendous ways, and her bravery in doing that is something that I cannot understate. She just is an incredible woman, and I'm so lucky that I get to work with her and help her kind of change chess for the better. But actually, I also kind of want to one of the people that I want to name is Kaya. When I was like getting back into chess, the Oslo studio was just kind of up and running, and that's like how I started watching chess again. And for me, something that is really important is making chess accessible, like when we're broadcasting it for people who don't know how to play or who are just getting into it, because obviously chess players, they have their own language that sometimes is really hard to understand. And so just kind of the way you came into the sport and made it really accessible to watch is something that I think is really incredible, and is how chess is going to continue bringing more people into the sport. So yeah.
Thank you, Emilia. That means a lot to me. Thank you. And I 100% agree. We need to speak a language so that everyone understands when we talk about chess.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
because you know, we thought, I mean, some people thought that chess is only a sport reserved for brilliant minds, right? It's exactly the opposite. It has to be accessible for everybody. It's a very cheap sport. Like it joins genders, different ages. It's just perfect. Yeah. So,
I
how
think it's
about you,
super
Nigarhan?
amazing. I think it's like I think now that I have so many things to say about this topic. I can talk on forever, but I don't want to take too much time. But what you said, I think, you know, really brings up the value of chess. Like we, chess players, chess people, you know, drowning in chess every day. We don't realize this, but actually, chess is a universal language that we all
Right.
speak. Okay, two people can be over the chessboard, not a word spoken. It starts with a handshake. You know, you move, and your opposition can be, you know, from another nation. Doesn't even have to speak English. You understand that person by their intention, the way that they display on the chessboard. Also, they don't even have to see. You know, there are people who are blind that they play chess. They don't have to hear. You know, we have that. Like they don't have to walk. Like it's so accessible, and we should make it more accessible. That's one of the sports that you don't have to move to be able to, you know, play to exercise that support. So I think it's super powerful and amazing that this has this capacity. Like, you know, I'm going beyond genders. Like this is one of the things that makes chess truly beautiful. You communicate over 64 squares, and you understand each other. despite that you don't have a common language, common ground, except for chess. And for me, I think my story is a little different than all these ladies. I was pulled into the chess world, like the top level chess world, when I moved to St. Louis for my PhD. Like I was working in the chess federation, but like I was not doing the, the supportive or organizational part of it. I was more, dealing with the high level administrative and also like external tasks with FIDE and stuff. So I was in the chess world, but not in a professional playing chess world. Like I've been into Olympiad, but like for FIDE Congress, not for the Olympiad itself. So I had the like completely different perspective. And when I went to St. Louis, I found myself, again, like with all these amazing people that are like top of the game, which was quite, intimidating at first. Like I had to hide that the fact that I was trying to learn chess for a long time because I didn't even know how the horse moved. So that was like a different story than all of us. And I saw Jen there, really kicking ass, doing something different. Like she was involving art. She was involving writing, she was involving commentary, and like she was like super there. And I had the language barrier that I don't want to, and I'm like a quite introvert as well, so I don't initiate conversation as well. But I was observing these people and I really truly loved it. And also there are a couple of women that I saw, a couple other women that I met during my time, like Muzichuk sisters. I love both of them, Anna Muzichuk and Maria Muzichuk. They're super powerful, super professional, super dedicated to the chess. Like their life is chess. Also, there are so many women. Like I read history and I get inspired by all those ladies, and I want to do more to grow the game, to inspire other people that are not necessarily professional players, but maybe they want to play the game, but they also get intimidated like I did when I first went to St. Louis, and I was surrounded by top 10 players in the world, and which is kind of a weird situation to be in. And I know that that's not a common experience, but we have to break the conception that chess needs to be high level in order to be played. Like you can blunder freely your queen and you should be okay with it, because you don't do that same mistake again, or try to avoid it and learn from your mistakes. And we should truly expose that to everybody who is joining us in the chat today as well. So that's what I wanted to say.
Very nice. And finally, I also wanted to share a little bit, because I have met so many women who have inspired me. Sorry. First one is my mom. Yes, I say hello to my mom. But chess-wise, I wanted to share you a little story with Judith Polgar, because of course I was also extremely intimidated when I met her for the first time. I had studied her games, but then I realized she was so humble, and it was really a shock for me. We were in a tournament in the beautiful island of Jerba in Tunisia. I was actually playing and then doing commentary for a chess simul that she was doing there. And then she came, and then suddenly the organizer comes and then say, okay, Pepe, we have to finish the simul now. You have to go game by game and decide the result of the game. Judith was doing the simul, okay? And then I start walking, and then, okay, this is a nightmare for me. Do I need to decide the result? And she was actually losing in some of the games. So who am I to say that she's going to lose the game or something? But so I was sweating basically. And then she was looking at me and say, okay, Pepe, relax and don't worry. I know I'm worse here. I'm going to lose the game. So nothing happens. So I was really amazed by her, how humble she is. So it's truly an inspiration for me as well.
Yeah,
I want to highlight just one or two more female arbiters that you guys can all look up and maybe learn their stories and be inspired. One is Sorey Bayat. She's coming from Iran, and she's now in England, and she has an incredible story, and her courage and her story is just so inspiring, and really you can learn a lot, and she's an incredible mentor as well. So if you go to the UK and if you go to any of the tournament that she's arbitering, that's I do suggest get to know her and connect with her. The other one was Carol Jareski in the US. So we all have these amazing female arbiters as well. So I encourage everyone to reach out to arbiters and get to know them a little bit better and talk with them, because they are your biggest supporters.
And learn the profession. Maybe you will become arbiters, and we need more of you in this space. So to make chess more accessible and safe. So yeah.
So how tough is to become an international arbiter, Judith? You mean you need to make some norms as well, right? Like
we need to make some norms just as players. Yeah,
okay.
it takes a little bit of time, and you need access to tournaments. So that's also why it's very important and really great if the organizers do provide opportunities to females, because you can only step up. It's like just as like tournaments for title players, you have to enter tournaments and you have to do good and everything. You actually have to be an arbiter to high-level tournaments to become a higher level arbiter. So it's not easy, but it's totally doable, and you don't actually need to be a good chess player. So I'm not a good chess player, but I love arbitering. So everyone needs to find their own spot in the chess world, I think, and then they can do amazing things.
By the way, you're going to be in the Olympiad this year, Judith, in Budapest?
I'm very much hoping so. Yes, I don't know exactly what will be my role, whether I'm going to be an arbiter or in fair play or work for chess.com, but I am definitely going to be there. And if not, then I'm just going to move back to Hungary for a month and work from there and enjoy the event.
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah?
Speaking of Olympiad, I think Lula played Olympiad before. And are you going to play this year, Lula?
So I did play before. I no longer live in the country that I played for. So that meant that I couldn't play in the qualifier this year. So I'm not sure if I'm going to play or not. Hopefully I'll get the opportunity to play again this year. But it was amazing in Chennai in India in 2022. So I'd love to play again this year. And I actually met Shore, the arbiter. I met her at the Olympiad. She's amazing. She was also so kind to me as well. I remember I had we were actually right by the fair play table, and I had brought my score sheet from the day before by accident, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have this on me, what if they go through my bag? So I was like, I'm so sorry I brought this with me, and she was like, oh, it's okay, you can just leave it with us, it's gonna be fine. Because at the Olympiad it's really strict. I don't think you're not even allowed to bring a pen. If you bring your own pen, they'll disqualify you. It's crazy times. I understand they have to be very strict. But yeah, it was my first really, really big tournament. So I was very nervous, and she was so lovely, and she put me at ease, and she's obviously so professional and knowledgeable. So
I wanted to ask you
to the Olympiad.
I wanted to ask you, because you started in 2020 December, if I remember correctly, right? And then suddenly, a couple of years after you're in an Olympiad, representing your country, surrounded by the best chess players in the world. So how did you feel? It has to be a fantastic feeling, right?
It was definitely a big jump, and it was never anything I thought would happen when I started doing chess puzzles on my phone. But I'm from a very small, FIDE counts it as a country. It's a gray area on if it's a country or not. I'm from Jersey in the Channel Islands, and so we have our own chess federation, which means we can qualify to play at the Olympiad as our own nation. And basically, they had never been able to put forward a women's team for Jersey before, because there hadn't been enough female players. We have no chess history or culture, which is a real shame, because it's just not a big part of our upbringing. And so when I joined, I realized there was like a few women, and I was trying to pull together an Olympiad team. I didn't even know about the Olympiad until one of the people at the chess club told me about it, and they were like, yeah, we've never had a women's team. And I was like, ooh, like challenge accepted. And so yeah, that was really cool. And I've seen that this year there's a big push to have other small nations like Guernsey, which is a little island next to Jersey, to have other small nations put forward women's teams, which is great. Honestly, it was so cool at the Olympiad playing against people from so many different countries. We played against Nepal, we played against Bolivia, and also all of the girls were so lovely, and like they were all on their own chess journey. And it was just like a side of chess I'd never seen before, because the first time I went to my local club, it was just old men and I was the only woman. And I think this is like a pretty universal experience for a lot of women and girls who go to a chess club, especially if they're from a small town. And so like playing against girls my age, seeing so many women like enjoying chess, it was an amazing experience, honestly. It's a very fond memory for me.
And by the way, we have to say you did pretty well. You got your woman candidate master title, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, exactly. That's how I qualified for my title. Thank you.
Awesome. I saw that a lot of nonsense as well in Twitter related to that title, right? Like a lot of stupid.
I think it's like, I just think a lot of people didn't know that you could qualify for titles through specific tournaments. But it's actually not that uncommon.
Cool. So Ayelen, I think it's just there. I think the tournament is starting in 3 minutes, right? I'm loving this conversation, but I think we need to play some chess, or you guys need to play some chess. I'm here to comment your blunders. I'm not gonna blunder this time. I'm not gonna play.
It's more fun when someone else blunders. Kaya, you were
Exactly.
saying?
No, I just want to say on that note from Pep that Ayelen is another one we should mention as
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
woman in chess. It's so cool. Whenever I met Ayelen at like tournaments, she's always by some chessboard just crushing guys. If it's with her mouth or with the pieces, it doesn't matter. She's so
I have
easy.
experienced that. Yeah, she has beaten me so many times. You know, she's super strong.
By the way, Ayelen is producing this show, by the way. She's super talented. She's a great chess player. She's a professional in chess.com. Like, she has a daytime job, like non-play chess. So like, she's one of the kick-ass women in the company, in the chess space as well. So hey, we love you, Ayelen. All right. So all right. All right. Just a tiny break, guys, before we continue with the tournament. Thank you so much, lovely ladies, for showing us true inspiration, the colors of chess, and make it and your fight, making chess more accessible, more fun with for everybody. And thank you, Max, for being here.
Max, don't cry, Max. The tournament's starting right now.
Yeah, you have to play.
Max.
Go play. So sad it's over. Yeah. This was so much fun, you guys. Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure,
you.
yeah. Take care, girls.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It's not a women's game, they said, but millions of us are here. From every corner of the world,
new journeys in chess appear.
from engineering to partnerships and new events we premiere.
The women who power chess.com grow a great game in their career.
We celebrate the early champs,
Courageous every year.
against the odds and circumstance.
A new wave they pioneered.
Handing over to the present day.
Our rising stars, we cheer.
And now we dream that little girls
Become champions without fear.
Around the world we come together
and meet up every year.
To all the women of chess.com, we want this year to be your year.
Welcome back to the second portion of today's celebration of the International Women's Day. We've had a lovely 1-hour roundtable with all these amazing ladies from chess world, with various titles and various roles in the world of chess. And now we're back with the tournament.
It's time for some fun. Nigarhan, we have a 2 hours arena tournament with a lot of strong players competing. We have even some strong grandmasters. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, currently there are 305 players, and I believe there's a link in the chat so anybody can play. So this is an arena tournament, meaning that you can play just one game and get out, or you can join later. Like, you don't have to be present for all rounds, but if you want to play the whole thing, you can. So that's I believe the time control is 3 minutes per player plus 2 seconds increment. And per move. So, and it's going to go on for 2 hours.
Exactly, and here we are following the first game between two international masters, Sveta from Canada and Florencia Fernandez, Argentinian champion. So, as you can see, Nigarhan, white's a pawn up in this position, if I can count correctly, yeah? 7 pawns versus 6.
Yeah.
By the way, Nigarhan,
shout out to Florencia. Oh, sorry.
No, I saw the other day that you were actually posting some of your games. You were streaming or something, and then I saw how you checkmated on H7 or something.
Yeah. I also do get checkmated on H7 very often.
Many times.
many times.
Happens to me as well.
And also F7 is one of the weakest points that I have. I keep forgetting my fault is that I keep forgetting my opponent's threats to me, and I try to do something, and things happen. But shout out to Florencia, who's been also an active commentator for chess.com in Portuguese. She is multilingual. I believe she speaks, she speaks Spanish because she's Argentinian, but also she does speak fluent Portuguese, and she's been an important part of the commentary team for a year now.
Exactly. Yeah. She's actually played in the Brazilian leagues for many years. I believe that's how she learned Portuguese. And now she's beating Sveta in this position because she's got 2 pieces for a rook and 2 pawns. That's a lot of material, right?
Yeah, I was surprised to see the rook go. So can you explain us for mortals what happened there, Pepe?
So after this position, after knight d7, now there's a good move here for white, which is bishop to c7. Well, it doesn't allow me to stay there when they move. Bishop c7, now the rook has to go, and then you take on d7 twice, and that's how black loses a couple of pieces, and then white loses a rook. But that exchange is favorable for white, naturally.
And also, they are low on time, so the game gets faster and faster. But don't forget, we have a 2 seconds increment, and 2 seconds increment is actually a lot for professional chess players. Not for me. I get flagged on 2 seconds, but
me too, Nigarhan. I'm too old these days. I see these kids. They're extremely quick. I need like 30 seconds increment to play proper chess. I'm like a dinosaur.
No, don't say that. But I love the fact that you called someone else dinosaur earlier today, and I couldn't help myself but laugh. I wasn't laughing at the situation, but I was laughing your expression that you called them a dinosaur, which was super hilarious. I love it.
Nigarhan, by the way, besides calling somebody dinosaur, we have some prizes as well in this tournament.
Oh yes,
right?
Yes. Yeah. We do.
I think I have it here. Yeah, I have it here. So we have 20 subs for first prize, 15 subs for second, and 10 subs for the third prize.
But those are for streamers, Pepe, because not everybody who plays in this tournament are currently streaming. So if you're top play streamers, you get 20 Twitch subs from chess.com. And if you're a second place streamer, you are getting 15 Twitch subs, and if you're on the third place as a streamer, you get 10 Twitch subs. But the first and third place, regardless, first, second, and third place, regardless, they get Luciana Morales, Queens of the Chessboard course on Chessable. What a fitting chess course for the day.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, Graham. Sorry.
So I think the first, second, and third place gets Luciana Morales Chessable course on Queens of the Chessboard. So I was saying that what a fitting course for the day.
Yeah, of course. Luciana is a great player. She's been working for Chessable for some time already. And I would love to see that course as well. So many options in Chessable, Nigarhan, to improve your chess, right?
Absolutely. Shout out to Chessable for chess improvers. Like if you want to take your chess to another level, yeah, Chessable is the place to go. There's lots of courses, and I have also some courses that I got from Chessable, and really enjoying. Maybe they're a little too tough for me, or I'm so terrible at choosing courses. Like there are two options there. Okay, but yeah, I'm just saying. What happened here? Did they get checkmated?
Yeah, he got checkmated with this queen h8. Now there's not a square for the king, so white takes the game. I'm trying to see what to follow, Nigarhan, because I have a huge list here.
Yeah. Let me check the recent number, how many players we have. Like as we speak, we gained like 90 more players in the arena tournament. And a shout out again, you can do !arena, I think, or just click the link on the top that is pinned by Akanshash. I see in the chat, and also sent it on my chat. You can just click the link. You don't have to join a club. You don't have to do anything. You could just play the tournament. And I see that we have 396 players. And I see that you saw some interesting matchup. Like Florencia is like versus Benjamin Bach, who is another streamer.
Exactly. I clicked to follow Benjamin Bach's game, and I realized that he was facing Florencia. So probably he's number one of the tournament. Benjamin Bach, a famous streamer as well, from the Netherlands, if I'm not wrong. Extremely strong player, 2600. So definitely one of the favorites to take the first prize, Nigarhan.
Yeah, definitely. I know Benjamin from St. Louis University as well. I mentioned that I started my PhD in St. Louis University.
How is it going, by the way? How is it going, the PhD?
I dropped out of the PhD for various reasons. I also have a daytime job at chess.com, and it was a bit intense.
Too much.
You are a PhD yourself, Pepe, right?
I am in applied mathematics. I finished in 2017.
Applied mathematics? Wow.
Yeah.
Pepe, I know that you're a man of many talents, but applied mathematics.
I do many things, but all of them bad.
No, I disagree with that. First of all, you're an amazing grandmaster. You're an amazing creator. You're an amazing, you're a supporter of women in chess. Like as a man, that's super important, and we need more of you in chess world.
Well, thank you. Of course, we are the first one to start the change title in the Roundtable, so I'm extremely happy to join you today, Nigarhan.
Yeah. So amazing. So can you tell us what's going on in this game? I think Florencia has been pushing some pawns, but the D6 pawn is like way advanced. How are we going to stop that pawn?
Yeah, this is very, very tough to play for black. The engine is not saying that, because it says that the position is around equal. But in practice, this is tough for black because of this pawn. This is a protected pass pawn. So basically, all the king endgames are completely lost for black, right? Because this king will come to e4 and then protect the e5 pawn. But of course, there are still a lot of pieces in the board. And one of the disadvantages for white in this position is the situation of this king. As you can see, the pawn is already on g4. It's not very safe, this king. And Florencia also have this important piece, which is the light square bishop, that it does not have any opposition, right? Because white doesn't have the light square bishop. So it's still very balanced. And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I see the that, in close positions, knights are superior. But when you have the bishop pair, actually, it's so strong. Let me take a step back for those who doesn't play chess. So pieces have values, right? So knight has 3 pawns worth. So bishops are the same. Bishops are also worth 3 points in chess. Queen is the most valuable piece with 9 points. So like just to give you a scope of things. And the king is valueless because worthless because worthless and priceless at the same time because it doesn't have a value. But when you can, checkmate the king, the game is over. So it's like priceless at the same time. But in open positions and when you have the bishop pair, supposedly bishop pair is stronger than 2 knights. Is that correct?
Is that correct? Of course, everything depends on the exact position, but usually bishops are better in open positions. That's why this bishop at this moment is not very good because he's blocked by his own pawn on e5. But if this pawn manages to arrive to e4, then suddenly this bishop becomes a monster, right? But now Benjamin Bock is trying to capture this bishop on d5. So probably you have to retreat this bishop, let's say to e6 or f7. And I don't really like this knight on b4. I would love to have this knight on e4, just blocking. The best piece to block is a knight. But now, Florencia takes the pawn. Florencia is actually a pawn up in this position.
Pretty low on time though. But as we know, time is another important aspect in chess. And when you have 1 minute versus 8 seconds, the highly chances that your extra pawn will be, will not worth that much because, when the time ends, the game is over.
Of course. And now there is a very interesting square for white, which is the f5 square. And now the knight is putting tremendous pressure against the bishop on g7, also the pawn on h6. And Benjamin gets the pawn back. Now material is balanced. And I don't like black's position. This pawn is extremely weak. Maybe at some points on rook e1, take on g7, take on e5. So Florencia is going to suffer a lot in this position.
But she's, threatening despite her lack of time and also,
Yeah, time is so important in chess, and especially in blitz. It's one of my problems when I play blitz. I'm extremely slow. I'm too old.
I love that you call yourself slow because I get flagged in 5-minute games or even 15-minute games. So I got flagged over the board. So I think it's like time is relative as well. If you want to give a shout out to Einstein's theory of relativity. So I think the opposite for you.
But now you can see that how Florencia has some chances. Oh, rook h6 followed by bishop g7 followed by d7. Oh, and he saw it. Tactical combination. Whoa. And nobody can stop the d7 pawn. That's it. And now Benjamin is going to win the game.
Wow.
All right. Let's take a look.
That was an amazing tactic.
Yep. Let's see number 2 of the tournament. This is Renato Terry, for instance.
Yeah, also a streamer.
Yeah, also a streamer from Peru, one of the strongest players in chess.com. He plays every Titan Tuesday. Let me just click on follow here.
I think they might be live as well at this moment, as there's streamer prices for the top 3. So no wonder.
Here, right? Thank you, Ayelen. Thank you. So now we're here. Ooh, he's got 3,000 rating. Man, I cannot even dream about those numbers.
Yeah. And it is super challenging for the player as well because they only have 500 points.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, right. What a luck. Reminds me of my very first tournament when I registered to play the under 1,000 category. And then I got paired with the 1,300 in the first round, and it wasn't nice.
By the way, what's your rating right now on chess.com?
I have a blitz rating of 1,200, but my rapid is 1,400. But I don't play that much rapid because I feel like it's boring on the street.
It's boring. It's too slow. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like a lot of time there just to play a game. I need just some adrenaline.
You have to
just give me the bullet.
Queen. Yeah,
Exactly.
you have to blunder your queen to feel the excitement, to adrenaline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agree. You know, it also happened to you, like you say, okay, one more game, and then I go to bed.
Yeah.
And then you lose the game, and then you say, okay, I just need those 10 points back, you know? And then you end up playing until 6 a.m., angry with the world, wanting to kill everybody.
Yeah. I am very competitive in that sense, like not because I'm good, but because I am, very stubborn in that sense. I, went on stream and played a couple rated games like that. And then guess what I did? I turned off the stream because I was tilted and played for another 6 hours, not to even get close to the number I began with. So it happens, okay?
Yeah, it happens to me every single week. You know?
Oh, no. Well, at least we have a common ground here, Pepe.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
you. I understand
it's
you.
much better to do commentary, you know, just see how everyone else blunders, you know, you're just quiet at home, enjoying chess. That's it, you know?
Yeah, I remember someone else was saying that. I think it was Robert Hess. Shout out to Robert Hess, who is an amazing commentator. And I think I'm not sure if it was him, but I believe I associate in my mind with him that he said it's easier to sacrifice pieces when it's someone else's.
Exactly.
So, as a commentator point of view.
It happens to me anytime. When I'm doing commentary, I become extremely creative, you know, intending to sacrifice anything. But when I'm playing, not even a pawn, you know?
Yeah, right. I don't ever, even decide to trade things. But when it's someone else's game, I'm like, whoa, you should do this, you should do that.
Exactly. And now Renato Terry is gonna finish the game soon. Now creating some mating threats here with a knight on g3 and a rook on h1.
But before that, I think the time is over.
Yeah, time is
I think the person with 500 rating, it's a great experience for them to have played against a stronger person. Of course, like it's never nice to lose a game, but also it's a valuable experience that they will not be exposed to unless they challenge the streamer on the stream.
Of course, I mean, we have so much to thank to the chess platforms, because when I remember when I was a kid, my only chance to play a Grandmasters was in one tournament per year in my city. Nowadays, you can actually face Grandmasters every day from home. So
yeah,
it's much
Pepe,
better nowadays. Yeah.
Don't look at the screen. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
How many people do you think we have in the tournament?
In the tournament, I would say 480.
You're a bit off. We have 577 players playing at this time. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's like almost double the number of what we started with at the beginning of the stream. So another shout out that the commands, like the links that are taking you to the tournament, it's pinned on the top of the chat. So if you just click on that, you will be directed to the tournament. So anybody can play. You can be a grandmaster, you can play. You can be a beginner in chess, you can play. This is open for everybody. So we're celebrating the International Women's Day by making it, available and accessible to everybody.
Of course, awesome. You guys are more than welcome to blunder your pieces here with us.
It's fun for us.
It's a lot of fun for us. So welcome. And now we are following the game between Regolita. She's an international master from Mexico. Mexico Lindo, Jessica Mendez. And we have a national master here from Canada. And Jessica is actually with a good position here, because you have this fantastic bishop on g7. Nigarham, you have this open file for the rooks, but White is trying to counterattack in the center by creating a pass pawn. But I'm not sure, because I think Black can just take this guy on a5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pawn for free, and I love pawns for free.
Yeah, I love free pawns as well. I'm a very person that loves the deals, so I feel like this is like a discount, 50% off, like maybe more like 100% off, because the technicality. So
exactly.
I love myself a good deal, so this sounds like a great deal.
And remember, guys, we're actually reading your comments in the chat. If you want to suggest any move, you want to ask any question, feel free. We're here to answer you guys.
Yeah, you can actually say that. hey, I want you to take a look at this player and we will take a look at that player, okay?
Of course.
And I want to give a shout out to Twitch Women's Guild, by the way, and for their support for this tournament. They've been supporting in the background for this tournament, like even before it happened. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Twitch Women's Guild for making us, more visible. I mean, like we're on the front page of Twitch right now, which is like a really hard spot to get. And so shout out to Twitch Women's Guild for Chelsea Bites and Coco for supporting this, and all the amazing women in the guild. And I hope we can get them in a tournament just for them.
Of course.
Hope. Okay,
would be amazing.
I have my mind on that, so I want everybody to play chess. I want everybody to feel the same way that we do. I want everybody to. Oh, what is happening here in this position? I get distracted, but
Well,
I want everybody to enjoy the positions that we're seeing.
No, now it's an important moment because knight f6 was a threat. For some reason, I think rook e5 is working. Wow, what a beautiful move. Pawn takes d7, and you cannot stop the pawn by bringing the queen to e7 or the rook to c8 because both squares are covered by the knight and the pawn. So rook e5 is completely winning. Wow, and he saw it. He saw it, and now Jessica is in trouble. I think he's just losing for black.
And what happens if the king goes to e6 after 6?
After b7?
It's too late.
I
It's
just
too late.
promote, yeah?
It's too late. Too late.
Yeah, you need to cover d8 somehow.
Yeah.
But it's actually not possible. Yeah, she actually resigned. Very good combination. You should always look for what we call in chess forcing moves. You know what forcing moves are, Nigarham?
Usually checks and captures.
Exactly. Checks, captures, and threats. And by threats, we mean like threatening checkmate or the queen, right? And actually trying to compute all the forcing moves you have in a position, you will solve a lot of puzzles and then you will win a lot of games. So yeah, let's check, for example, New Year girl game. Who is New Year's girl? Let's just try to see. Anastasia Trapkina. Probably from Russia, right?
Yeah, I would guess that. Yes, I see that she has a title as well. So, yeah.
Woman International Master, and I see here a comment from Noel saying, watching Nazir commenting is the best thing ever. I agree.
You, Noel. You're very kind.
No, Nigarham and I, we do commentary together just once a year. We need to improve that radio.
We need to
increase
make it more often.
Exactly.
We need to make like increase it, step by step, like 2 times a year, 3 times a year, and then
and then we'll manage to get every month at some point. Hi guys, greetings from Italy. People from Italy here watching the stream. We are more than 3,000 people right now on Twitch, Nigarham. Crazy.
And combined we have over 12,000 people watching us simultaneously. 12,000 in total.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
wow.
I don't even know the numbers on YouTube, but we collectively have 12,000 people watching us.
That's pretty impressive.
Unbelievable. This is the best thing. So thank you guys for being here. Shout out to Pepe and Chess.com community channels. And Twitch Women's Guild. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, so what's going on here? I see like this rook and this bishop is such a strong piece, Nigarham. And white is actually a piece up in this position if I'm not... No, well, white has 2 bishops. Black has a rook. Both kings are extremely unsafe. So I'm wondering what happens after queen d7. That's a move. Yeah, now rook h7 followed by queen g7 is actually a checkmate. And I think you cannot do anything with the black pieces, right?
Yeah,
rook b2,
right?
bishop b2, and this check is covered by this
bishop.
Oh
my God, that's so evil. I would call that evil. Like,
exactly.
How do you even prevent this? Like, there's no defense.
No defense. You have no checks with the queen, right? If you take here, then just rook h7 followed by queen g7 or queen f7 checkmate. So I think it's time to resign.
Yeah. And by the evaluation, it's exactly, I think, mate in 8. As far as I can see on your screen.
Yeah, we have our loft bar, right? Engine evaluation, right? Like, you know, we are all in love with this bar, right? Like,
you know, it's super helpful, but that doesn't do anything to defend it. Or maybe it just, you know, extends the suffering a little.
yeah, now maybe you can just take on g6 with a check, forcing black to take on c3, and then you can just capture. Well, this is even better. This is checkmating too, yeah? Queen f7 is just checkmate. He's waiting, you know, until he's got 1 second in the clock. We've all done that before, you know? So mean.
Yeah. GG. Just maybe, you know, if you think that, okay, maybe this is checkmate to one. Let me make sure because my queen is on the line. Sometimes I do that. Like I need to, you know, count the squares just to make sure that I'm checkmated. Otherwise, you know, your queen is gone and you don't want to blunder in that situation. You believe me.
So let's go and check some of the game. For instance, this game between Alexandra Samaganova, woman FIDE master. I think she's from Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan.
I think it's Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan, yeah.
Sorry. And she's one of the champions. Like she's a champion, local champion.
She's played in the Olympiad for sure many times. Yeah. I know her actually.
Shout out to Katie for the raid. Thank you so much. Katie is an amazing chess player, commentator, and streamer. Shout out to Katie. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
We would love to see you. Yeah.
Katie. Okay. Yeah. Good friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Katie.
Amazing. One of the, you know, definitely women that I admire in this space.
Yeah, me too, definitely. She's such a nice girl. And of course, amazing content creator. And super strong player. She's a grandmaster, I believe, woman grandmaster. So
yeah, I believe so.
Extremely tough.
Tough opponent.
Yeah, very tough opponent. And life is tough as well for this bishop, you know, because you know, it's a very bad bishop. Now only protecting squares. Now it's got to go probably to e1 at some point to protect g3, or you can take on e4 naturally. Rook c1.
Now the bishop has a, you know, some kind of a you know, prospect now. Now that the pawns, some of the pawns are no longer in the, you know, dark square.
Exactly. So you will love to trace those bishops with the white pieces because you will have access to this weak square on c5. Now the bad bishop is also the d7 bishop for black, right? Because, you know, you have all the pawns in light squares. So this is definitely a terrible piece. Double attack against these two guys. So the only way to protect them is by playing either king f2 or queen e1, which looks like a better option, right? Because you don't want to, whoa, what is this?
Wow. Wow, she wants nothing more than checkmate. Exactly. That's what I see, okay? The aggression, the, you know, the preciseness, the, you know, oh my God.
Yeah, this was just a blunder from black, right? Because
just when you see 100% up, just get it.
Wow, Nigarhan, we're more than 700 players right now, 704 players in this arena today.
Yeah, and the best part is we still have 1 hour and 27 minutes left. So if you want to play, this is your chance. You can play.
We need to break 1,000 players. That's the main goal for today.
Yeah, can we beat 1,000 players in the tournament? Come on.
Do it. Come on, guys. Join us. Come for the fun here. We have a nice party on chess.com with some cocktails, you know, with some blunders as well.
Yeah, we love blunders. Come on. Give us your best ones.
So this is completely lost for black now, Nigarhan. The rook is coming to c7. Oh, this is another blunder.
Yeah. It's hard to see such blunders from, you know, a beginner's perspective. But yeah, but never give up.
Exactly. Keep fighting, you know.
Yeah. Again, I said this is a learning opportunity. When you have a, you know, strong opposition, you have a, you know, opportunity to learn. Now.
Oh, that's mating one.
Oh. GG's. But Alexandra is a strong opponent for anybody. But yeah, in this case, she was the super favorite.
So how about if we go to another game? Let me check another player around here. For instance, we have here a candidate masters from
Albania.
where? From Albania, right?
I
So
can't
let me
see the
see.
flag. It's very tiny, but I'm pretty sure that's an Albanian flag.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Probably you know better than
No,
me.
I have no idea.
Claire Kazu or something like that.
Claire Chaku. I don't know.
Judith is saying, I won my first game and I think I'll retire from the arena on a winning streak.
Yeah, right?
That's
you
very
go,
smart.
Judith. Thanks for playing.
Well, what do we have here? We have a nice knight on e5 that can be supported by a pawn to f4. But the problem with playing f4 is that black also gets a weight square to jump here with the knight, for instance. So it's not clear if we should push f4 or not. Because f4 is also interesting because after f5, this bishop is kind of trapped as well, right? You don't have so many squares for the bishop. So very interesting position here. Yeah,
that's the reason why that bishop is there, and you don't want to block in front of the bishop by your own very pieces. So yeah, that's one of the strongest pieces of white, and you know, they want to get it out of the way.
Definitely, you're gonna do something about the e5 now. E5 now, sorry, because now knight xe5 was actually a threat. So she decided to go for f4. And this is a very smart move, bishop e4, stopping f5. Now the bishop is kind of safe here in this weak square. So very, very tense game. Yeah, we call those squares as outposts where, you know, a piece can, you know, safely be there without getting disturbed. So yeah, now the knight, as you foresee, jumps to the a4 square and stays there. F6 forcing white to capture probably on d7. And this knight is very, very dangerous for black. In many cases, imagine a queen coming to g4, for instance, you know, putting pressure against g7. And after rook f7, the knight could come to h6, using the fact that the pawn on g7 could be pinned. So there are many attacking ideas. The only problem for white after knight takes d7, queen takes d7 is that this knight is actually attacked by the queen. So that's why she played knight g4. This is a very nasty idea. You know, there are so many tactical threats here. Let's see how black plays now. Yeah. Maybe g6, once again, trying to eliminate those active knights from there. Rook e8.
The rook comes in. They also want tactics.
Exactly. So now maybe we can try c4, try to, you know, break this pawn chain. But instead, she decided to go for rook e1, bringing the rook to the action. That makes a lot of sense because this rook was very passive on a1. Ooh, king f8. That's a very strange looking move.
I don't know what they had in mind with that. Or maybe they want to avoid potential you know, tactics by moving the king away.
Exactly. So there are no more checks on the h6 square or f6. The king on f8 is also protecting the rook. But I really like this c4 move right now, trying to destabilize this knight on e4. Right now, after capturing on c4, this knight, you know, could be in troubles at some point. And also, you can maybe try to push with c5, forcing this bishop to go back to the only available square, which is e7. She took on g3, and now I really like this move. Ooh, queen g3 could be an option, trying to put tremendous pressure here on g7. But at the same time, there is rook e1, bishop f4. That's why chess is so tough. You know, yes. She took with the queen, and now my question is, what happens after rook e1 and bishop f4? Maybe there are some tactics hidden here that I'm not seeing. Maybe just queen h4 or something, putting pressure against h7. But definitely bishop f4 is a critical test here. There we go. Queen h4, attacking this pawn. Now after king h8, you have knight e7, probably forcing king h8, and then you have knight g6 ideas as well. Wow.
What a strong couple of knights there.
Yeah. Extremely
for
active.
Tactics. Yeah, super active.
Also, rook e7 is coming, Garhan. Extremely dangerous for black. Let's say after king g8, rook e7, pinning this knight, putting pressure against g7. This is about to be a checkmate, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that king is not safe at all. Yeah.
No, look at this rook here on a8 doing nothing, completely bored.
Super strong.
Yeah. So I would like to be in black's shoes here. Rook e8. Well, at the very least, you can take them on h7, right? Or even on g7. And probably that's going to be a fantastic position for white. Maybe you need to, you cannot even run away with the king because there is 96 with a fork here to every single piece.
You know, it's one of the favorites, fan favorites of chess moves. Oh,
Right. Ooh, that's
they're
a very good.
defending really good though. I must give it to them.
Yeah, because you can only go to h8 since h6 is covered, and you need to protect this knight on g7. So probably knight g8, sorry, queen h8, the only available move here for white. And maybe black can already start activating the queen. For instance, queen e7, threatening checkmate in one move. 3 seconds for Claire.
They need to make a move quick.
Ooh, she went for queen f5, but can I just take this? Ooh, bishop h2. I didn't see that coming. She wanted to deflect the knight from f6 square. And we reach this balanced endgame right now. Takes, takes. You have perpetual maybe now. Check on h4. You gotta go back to g1, queen to e1 back.
Oh,
maybe
no.
you can try queen f1. The only way to...
Actually, that might even cost the game. Like for me, perpetual would be the end of the game when I have so little time.
Yeah, for me it's the same story.
I know that you said, you know, it's perfect.
I mean, if you come, oh, that's a blunder. It took the knight. And probably this is going to be game over. The only white's hope is to capture those 2 pawns and then start running like a beast here. Check, check. Oh, that was a very good maneuver to trade queens. And now this endgame should be completely lost with this pass pawn and the knight. It's going to be over. And well, now I like king f5 here or king g5, because if you take, of course, then nobody can stop this pawn here, right? That's why he tries to block. She tries to block with king e4.
I love the fighting.
Oh, not before. It's a draw. It's a draw.
Yeah.
Because you take, take, and then king e5. She managed to save the game.
I love the fighting spirit.
You should fight till the end, yeah?
Yeah. Never resign, never give up. You have chances, you see?
Of course.
Now they're thinking.
And yeah, I think there's no way, because you play a4, could be even dangerous after b5.
Yeah. Now,
oh, that was very, I think you have to take here. Otherwise, if you take on b4, then this pawn promotes. And probably a4 should be enough for a draw, and then try
and the king has time to infiltrate.
Exactly, yeah.
And we don't, at this stage, we don't even care about our g2 pawn right now, because, you know, that's the least of our concerns.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you manage to take this pawn, that would be a draw, right? So
yeah,
you should forget about this guy.
Yeah.
Who is completely lost anyway, and then try to chase.
Your evaluation should be realistic at any stage.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I lose objectivity in my games, you know. That's how I lose.
We lose the objectivity, we lose the game. Okay, this is a draw.
Exactly.
But draw is a good result for I think the opponent, the black pieces, because they were not the rating favorite.
Yeah.
Now they're checking it's another way to draw. There's like lots of ways that you can draw a game, and repetition is one of them.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So let's go to some other game. Let me just see what do we have here. And well, maybe let's check Rustemov game. He's a grandmaster, very strong. In fact, I played against him the other day in the Title Tuesday, the last game. He was beating me extremely badly, but you know, she planted the queen in one move. You know? It happens to everybody.
All right, this is a you know, really titsy-turvy matchup. You know, again, I need to focus on the opponent, say that, you know, this is an experience. I know I know it's tough to play against the grandmaster, but you know, it's an experience. It's a learning opportunity.
He's doing fine. I mean, he's fighting now. He managed to survive like after 25 moves. Like with that difference of rating points, it's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still fighting. Only a pawn down with this position is now gonna be 2 pawns, right? After deflecting this knight.
But the grandmasters, I find them evil, Pepe. You are evil. You guys are evil because you're just
not me. Not me. I'm a very good person.
You just take a piece with another piece, and then suddenly my pawn disappears from the board. Hey, how does it happen? Can someone explain that to me? I don't believe it.
Oh, now these two guys are super dangerous, right? Pass pawns, connected pass pawns, nightmare usually. By the way, Nigarham, are you playing some OTB tournament this year or not?
I have not planned any OTB tournaments for this year. I must say that I got very discouraged in my first two OTB tournaments. So I was like, hey, I'm never going to play any OTB tournaments, never again in my life. But now that, the time passes and I'm, getting back to the idea of, playing chess OTB again, maybe I might consider, some tournaments, but it has to be in the right place at the right time because I have like visa limitations. You have to pay lots of money for, for hotel, transportation.
Right.
As a player at my strength, you don't get invites like maybe a grandmaster would get. So it's even tougher for me. So I need to really make my ends meet in the sense that I find the perfect tournament that it's worth to go, but I'm not gonna get crushed by like so many amazing players that there are.
I have different feelings as well.
I have to have the chances, okay?
At least to fight, yeah?
Yeah, I want to have at least fight and, get some wins if I can.
Of course. I have different feelings because, I suffer a lot in tournaments, and it's not an easy time to play tournaments because there are so many underrated kids.
I know.
It's crazy. They have like 1800 and they play like grandmasters already.
Yeah, the internet, the tablet kids have grown up, guys. The kiddos are going to the OTB scenes, and they're doing a great job. Like they're super fast, super furious. They don't have no fear. Okay, they play, they crush.
No respect.
Yeah, no respect, nothing, no fear. They show examples of some of the most fighting chess I've ever seen in my life, and I know how tough it is. And I was a victim of two kids in my own tournaments. Just saying, one was 7-year-old and the other one was 9-year-old.
You
and
see,
he told me that they beat the GM just before the game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you saw it, but the other day, an 8-year-old kid, he beat Grandmaster in a classical game. So can you imagine?
Yeah, that? I'm not surprised anymore. I'm not surprised anymore. Those tablet kids are, growing up.
No, I only need to play tournaments when they have school, So like a tournament in the mornings, only with old guys. This is the only way to keep my rating, Otherwise, these kids, they're just gonna destroy us. It's not fair.
Yeah. I think we are entering into a time where it's gonna be so different than how it used to be.
Right.
Chess is now more accessible. There are lots of dozens of different tools online as well, like including chess.com, Chessable, all these amazing, like the kids, when they go online, they can find strong opponents to, practice their games.
Exactly.
They can find like worthy opponents to play against, and they improve. And because they're so young, their brain is so young, so they're able to capture information in a way that I cannot as an adult. So it helps.
Completely agree. Like 25 years ago or something, or 30, when I started to play chess, the only way to get some sort of experience or material was to train with a grandmaster. But nowadays, you have so much information in YouTube. You have so many free lessons and so many different platforms. So that's why, even, they're extremely fast learning nowadays.
Yeah. I think the closest thing that you got to a Chessable course was a book.
Exactly.
And even the books were not translated back in the day. Like I've never experienced chess in that generation. Like I'm a very recent addition to the game. But I hear lots of stories like grandmasters like you that they had to pack their, half of their luggage would be booked when they packed for tournaments, right?
We used to
which is
prepare.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. We used to prepare our games with books. that, you know, you are not even sure if they're telling you the right thing because there were no engines. So, but nowadays you have the engine that tells you the best move, you know, and it is a completely different story. So it's changing a lot for sure.
It makes them, you know, it makes the recent kids even more, I think, capable because they know they're computer generation. They know how to mingle with it. And, you know, now that the technology is literally within our palms, it's just like giving us the boom of kids in chess.
Exactly. Do you recognize this flag?
Yeah, I recognize that flag. And the last time I saw you, we were there.
Exactly. We were there in the Dominican Republic. What a nice country. What a nice island.
I love it.
And
I love there. Yeah, so warm, so nice.
Me too. The last year I was there like 3 times because we had the chess.com meeting, and then the Continental Tournament of America was there in Dominican Republic as well, and then I played another tournament. So basically I spent like 40 days there. Such a nice country and people.
Yeah. Did you know that they filmed Turkish Survivor in that island?
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they filmed the Turkish version of Survival, the show.
Okay.
And you know, basically they leave 2 teams on a, you know, secluded beaches, and they call it like Island 1, Island 2, but in reality they're all on the same island.
I can imagine. Yeah.
But, Turkish television doesn't know that, but I saw, I know. Okay. I looked up.
But one question, in Turkish, in this Turkish show, these guys who participate are famous or just random people?
I think they're a team of famous people, and there is a team of random people.
Okay.
So they're fighting against each other. Like the challenges are basically
like physically or
there's physical challenges as well. You have to run a lot, and you might find yourself in the mud. Yeah, it's super interesting. I don't watch I think it's like 7 series or something. I don't know. My mom is obsessed. I know the Turkish nation is absolutely obsessed with the Survivor. So that's I wanted to bring it up when you asked the flag.
But are they really starving, as they say, or you know, behind these things they get hamburgers from McDonald's or stuff like that?
Actually, yeah, that was one of my things. But I saw people like before and after the competition, they lost quite a bit of weight. Like they look rough. But when they win games, I think one of the prizes is food. So you know.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I saw some people also losing a lot of weight. So maybe it's real.
Yeah, it might be real. It might be staged. I would never know unless I get invited. I would not survive in that situation.
Would be awesome to see some chess guys, you know, in this. I would love to see Ding Liren.
No, actually, Sam. Wait, I'm blanking on his surname. Sam.
From where? He's from where?
America.
Hikaru Nakamura?
No, Sam. Sam
Shankland.
Okay, yeah. Shankland actually was featured in a TV show, which was like similar to Survivor. It's like Kicking and Screaming, I think the name. There's an episode like of him, you know, really competing in that competition, and he's like a chess player. He's like, I'm a chess player. This is for me, like kind of an attitude. I watched those episodes, and it was like super cool. But unfortunately, he got eliminated because his teammate couldn't retrieve the key in time or something.
Okay. No, I would love to see Magnus, Fabi. It's like a candidate tournament, but just, you know, in an island trying to survive. Like
right? We should make that happen.
Let's do it in chess.com. Why not?
Hopefully when we grow the game, we will have enough funds
would be great.
You know, get all these players to the same island and you know, make them compete in the mud.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go and check some of the game. Here we have FIDE Master from Cuba. Cuba, such a, you know, amazing country in terms of chess. You know, they are actually, you know, they have one of the best chess tournaments in whole Latin America. It's called the Capablanca Memorial.
Yeah.
In honor to Capablanca,
who was the former world champion and Cuban. And yeah, so many amazing players. I think, you know, there are some players in our current lifetime that are Cuban and super amazing as well, like Dominguez, I think.
You have Lanier, you have Lázaro
Yeah.
Bruzón. I think both live in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Or they used to live like some years ago. And,
I definitely saw them in St. Louis.
Yeah, Lanier is actually top 15 in the world, so extremely strong player.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to interview Lanier, and he was such a great support.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's very humble as well. You know?
Yeah. Which doesn't come in the pack of being a grandmaster.
No, not necessarily.
Grandmasters are not really humble.
Not necessarily. Oh, what's going on here? White is a piece down, but you have this pass pawn, which is extremely dangerous. So now maybe rook g5. Yeah, there we go, against this pawn on h5. You know that this is one of the most difficult endgames in the Garhan, rook and bishop versus rook.
Yeah.
This is extremely tough because it is a theoretical draw, but in practice, you know, it's very easy to lose the game. And we have seen like top players losing this kind of endgame many times. Not anymore because the bishop disappeared.
Yeah. And once they trade the rooks, I think, it's a draw because I think, you know, you can, there's a theoretical thing that, you know, H pawn is a draw.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. But depends on the situation. But I believe this is still a draw, right? Because now the king is very, very close to the first rank. So now just play, maybe rook g2 could be the next move. Yeah, rook g2 is very good to trade rooks. And then the king endgame is a draw naturally, right? There's like basic opposition stuff, not even needed with the h pawn. Now it is going to end in stalemate. There we go.
And we got it.
Have you gone to Cuba, by the way?
Not yet. I think, you know, before getting your citizenship, it's not recommended to travel to Cuba.
Right. So how many years do you need to get the citizenship? Like 2 years or something?
Yeah, I think, but I'm going to apply it 3 years just to be
sure, yeah?
Yeah, to be sure, to guarantee that I'm going to pass the exam because I need to learn a lot of things.
Okay.
Including the national anthem.
So you have an exam, like what do
you have
they
a
ask you?
naturalization exam.
Like politics, geography, or stuff like that?
I think it's a combination of things, like history, you know, values of United States.
No,
like...
I mean, I think in Spain we have kind of the same thing, but it's tough, you know. So I can't even you know, not pass that exam being in Spanish, you know. So it's not as simple.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I do speak some English, so that's my least of my concerns. I'm glad that I'm not applying to Spanish one, although I would love to. I just can't speak Spanish.
We will welcome you with, you know, open arms. You know?
Thank you. I love to be there. You know, it's a difficult thing to try to get visas as a person who can't, you know, get a visa-free access to places, which prevents me from, you know, visiting Europe and also prevents me from playing tournaments, you know, for, you know, and make plans because I rely on external people just to put a stamp on my passport, even to travel. So hopefully when I get there, I will have more opportunities and I can think, hey, do I need to, you know, go to this tournament, or maybe I could go there for fun.
Of course.
Or content, you know.
Yeah. So now you're active with your Twitch channel. You're streaming a lot, or?
Yeah, I do stream pretty often. At least 3-4 times a week.
Wow, that's
but
a
in
lot.
March, in March, I do stream a little more often than 3-4 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna cover something related to the candidates, maybe to the women candidates, or you just play games, or?
I currently play games because I think we have an excellent coverage in the English, and you know, there's like lots of streamers covering it. We can maybe do a dumbed down version of candidates, like what's going on, where does the horsey go kind of a, you know, coverage. But that's not appealing for you know, most chess players that are, you know, high level.
No, but we need streams like that, you know, because 99% of people who are watching chess streams, they are not chess masters, you know, they're starting to play the game.
True. So, we can certainly do something like candidates for dummies, and especially because the event is in Toronto. By the way, guys, so like it's US time zone, so it will be easier to even cover that. So We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll be super busy and I can't do anything. Or maybe I'll be on site. Who knows?
So let's see. Candidates starting in April, by the way. And it will decide who is the next challenger for the world title against Dean Liren. So I'm excited to see what happens there.
I am super excited.
Wow! We broke 1,000 players. Ajalen is telling us 1,038 players. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much, everybody, for playing. You can still play. We have another hour to go. The links are pinned on the top by our amazing mods. Thank you. Thank you. We need more players. We need to celebrate this tournament. I mean, this day with, you know, real good chess. So you have your space under the sunshine as well. Go and register. Play one game for me.
So now next target is like 250 players. That's our next target.
Wait, 200. Wait, what?
1,250, yeah?
Okay, so 1,200. What? That's the number. That's the mouthful. Can we make it like 1,300? Like just to round up.
Let's make it 1,300.
Okay, we need 1,300 players in the next 10 minutes. Can we get there? Come on,
guys. This is much more than Title Deuces, you know? So, so this is impressive, guys. Thank you so much, you know, for supporting this tournament.
This is Untitled Friday.
Exactly. Okay, let's go and check Florencia once again. I think she's the best women in the tournament right now. Currently playing number 19, sorry. Let's go there.
Amazing. I love her username as well. It's like FFF.
Yeah.
FFF.
So I clicked in the wrong place, of course, because I'm extremely clumsy. One second.
Another raid from Sweta Stream. Thank you, and welcome, and shout out to Sweta Stream. And we are celebrating the International Women's Day today with a chess tournament. We had an hour-long women's roundtable prior to that, and now we're covering the tournament portion. We still have an hour to go. So if you are interested in you know, playing or, you know, just to observe, there's a link down up there pinned, so you can use that. Thank you.
It means a lot to us, guys. So yeah, click on the link and join the party here.
Yeah, we have a party here, Super Blundersome. And yeah.
And here we have this funny endgame, right? And of course, it is a draw, right? So Nick Garham, if you have this position against Magnus Carlsen, and you have 2 minutes in the clock, and Magnus has 2 minutes in the clock, you think you'll make a draw here or not?
No, I would lose it on the spot because, you know, I can't have the idea of winning against the Magnus Carlsen. Like I have a you know, mental block.
No, I believe in you. I think you will make a draw very easily. Just check. Nothing happens to your king. That's it.
Okay. So, you heard it, guys. You just check. Even if your opponent is Magnus Carlsen, you're fine.
Exactly, yeah. Who is Magnus, yeah? Who is Magnus Carlsen?
I mean, Magnus is just a human.
Who is this guy? Just put the rook here.
He's immortal like we are.
Ooh, careful now. Check.
Yeah, right?
And then you have to go back. Of course, just protect the rook here. Very simple, guys.
Very tricky, but super theoretical.
Exactly.
Sweta
so
also played the arena. Thank you, Sweta. You're very kind. And, you know, shout out to Sweta for being such a, you know, champ. You go, girl. You go.
And you know the 50 move rule, right? So if these guys are still playing after 50 moves more, 50 more moves, sorry, the game will end in a draw. And this was actually happened. So let's go and check the game. Let's go and check the leader of the tournament. Who is
we have a different leader from Ukraine.
Exactly. Davi Muka. Let's see
Davi Muka. I've never heard their name before.
Yeah, me neither. First time. Let me just go there. Let's see if this...
I think Emilio Chess, I think he might be a streamer. Let me check. Yeah, Mr. Chess MX also is leader at the moment. Like he just
Emilio Chess is from it's from Mexico, right?
Yeah,
let's
Mr.
go.
Mr. Chess MX on Twitch. So currently streaming. He wants that subs, okay? He wants 20 subs.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is the top
He's
prize.
playing the London system.
No,
right now,
not the London.
Everybody hates the London, yeah? Like everybody hates to play against the London.
And, and we get to face London on a daily basis. What a life.
Oh, yeah. This is actually a bad move, guys. So when you're suffering an attack with some pawns, you shouldn't move your pawns, right? Because this a6 move gave a breaking point, b5. Now the a file is opened, and some bad things are about to happen in this position. For instance, queen a4, followed by queen a7, and suddenly, you know, a lot of troubles for black here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you will beat Magnus Carlsen in this position with the white pieces. Trust me. Not sure?
Well,
not even sure about myself.
Yeah, I know he's a beast. But the thing is, like, to get a position like this against Magnus Carlsen is another thing.
It's another story, of course. Yeah. Now you could be threatening actually mate after rook a1.
Yeah, right.
Because
you sacrifice
then...
the rook, and then queen check.
So that's why black played c6 in order to escape with the king to c7 at some point. But now 95, another strong move, centralizing the knight, putting pressure against f7, threatening a fork versus the two rooks. So in fact, you can take now on f7, getting some material, right?
Okay, but he says, no, I'm not, into that. I want a quick checkmate. So he pushes the pawn.
Yeah, so he's not in a hurry to capture an f7. This is super strong because now c5 was threatening to win the queen in the guard. Crazy. And now, I don't know, you can take with the knight, you can take with the bishop as well. Everything is very interesting here. Such a terrible position for black, yeah? The king stuck in the center. This is a bad bishop. f7 is in the air.
Let's give black a word of encouragement, because they're doing a great job holding against a person who's more than 1,000 rating above their rating. So props to you. This is a learning opportunity. Never push a6 anymore. Okay, don't do it. It's not worth it. Nope. Didn't work.
And now he wants to go rook b1 in order to capture b7, and that would be mate once again. So it's just impossible to survive here with the black pieces.
It's like super good. Now they want to say, hey, you have a problem with me? Take me.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
Yeah, right? You have a problem?
I don't have any problems with you.
Yeah.
Well, he managed to survive. He managed to trade queens, which was very impressive. I mean, because it looked almost impossible. And now he's still fighting. He's still in the game.
So can we say that if they had this position against Magnus, would they do it? Would they win?
Now it's tougher, because now it's only one pawn, I think. No, it's not even one pawn. Material is balanced, so no chance against Magnus Carlsen with this position. we need more advantage.
I'm afraid, yeah.
Magnus. There is a fork here at some point, so white needs to be careful. Check. Now you gotta protect this pawn, probably. Yeah. I like rook c1 here.
Yeah, puts more pressure. I like it.
Exactly. So c6 is a backward pawn. And now you will love to push this pawn, right? Your pass pawn. But in order to do that, you need to move the knight away. And therefore, c6 will be falling. So not easy to create any progress here with the black pieces. Maybe rook a8, trying to bring the rook to the open file. Play rook d8, more passive. And king h2, maybe g4, g5 at some point. And let's see how it goes. Oh, that's a blunder. Rook c6. We were talking about that.
It's okay. I'm like, let me do it. It's okay.
And now everything's falling apart, as you see, right? Maybe now you can even take and then play rook e7 and take another pawn. Black's only hope is this pass pawn on the b file, right?
Yeah. Is it possible that pass pawn makes it a queen? I
don't think so.
Not likely. Yeah.
Because you have now so many threats. The pawn, a fork, as it happened, actually.
Yeah.
And now it's time to resign, basically, for our friend.
Nah, they will just keep on playing. No, where is the fun in resigning? You never resign in chess, okay?
Exactly. And there are many people who complain, oh, he's very disrespectful. He didn't resign. But the truth is they are scared, you know, if they don't manage to win the game.
In that case, what you do is you underpromote all of your pawns to a minor piece, and that will make the statement.
Exactly. Yeah. We all done that at some point, right?
Yeah. I love that. You know, just making my old pawns into horses, and I'm good.
So what else do we have here? Let's check some other women game.
Yeah, let's take a look. Who is playing?
Let me see.
I'm also scrolling, but we are maybe 87 players short. You are the one with mathematics.
85 now. Yeah, exactly. 85 players left to our target.
But we need 85 more players to reach our goal to get 1,300 players in the tournament.
Wow, so many players. You know, it's even tough to scroll, you know, because the system is about to collapse, you know, with so many people here. That's crazy.
I think let's, don't tell this to chess.com, everybody, okay?
No.
But let's break the website.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's break the website for a good reason.
Yeah. IT guys, you're going to have a problem today.
Okay, I might receive a phone call or an angry email, but let's break the website for a good reason, okay? Let's have so many players in this tournament. You can join too. Whatever your rating, whatever your gender, whatever your level of a game is, you can just come and play. One game, 2 games. Join us. Let's go.
Yeah, now 1,240, only 60 players. And here we are following this player from India, Candidate Masters. Let me just try to see her name.
Yeah, let's see.
So many talented Indian players. It's just crazy.
They have the numbers. Iskvi Akarval.
I can play. I can speak some Hindi because my flatmate, when I was studying my master's in Poland, he was from India. His name was actually Anand. He was from Chennai. And he used to live 200 meters away from Bishi Anand's home. So, but it was not Bishi, my flatmate, okay?
But is there a reason why they named him Anand?
No, it was not because of chess. It's probably just a very common name over there, yeah?
I know that he was super inspirational for many Indians back in the day. Before him, like there's not much, in the chess scene that is happening. But now India is like #1 country in the world.
It's crazy, like 20 years ago, there were more grandmasters in Spain than in India. Now, they have like 10, 15, and in Spain we were like 40. Now in India, they have about 100 or something. So
they probably have like 150 grandmasters only.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Like crazy.
Yeah. Level is increasing a lot over there, and of course, Bishi was a big impact for chess in India, and now they have a lot of super strong players in the candidates. We have 3 Indians, I believe: Gukesh, Bidit, and Pragnananda. Sorry for my pronunciation about Pragnananda. I'll call him Prag if you guys don't mind. It's easier for me. But it's very likely like that in the next few years we have a world champion from India.
That's correct, and they might be the youngest chess champion ever if they make it all the way up there.
I mean, Prag is 18 years old. Gukesh is 17. Bidit is already an old guy. He's 29. But the others, extremely young,
Yeah. And also we have Vaishali and Hampi Konere, the women's candidates. So like in the total, that makes the number of Indians in the competition 5.
Exactly.
Isn't that amazing? Imagine
great.
that you're a country and, your players are represented at the top level with 5 players.
It's crazy. It's great. We don't have a candidate in Spain since, I don't know, maybe never. Yeah. Alexei Shirov, he's playing for Spain.
Shiro. Fire on the board.
Yeah, fire off the board. You guys, I don't know if you guys have watched or seen the best chess move in history. Maybe this bishop h3 from Alexei Shirov. You can find plenty of videos talking about that move, but it's extremely beautiful. I recommend it to you guys.
I'll definitely give it the look.
Yeah, it's an endgame bishop where Shirov sacrifices the bishop on h3. It's just really beautiful. You can even show it to your audience in your Twitch streams. They will love
I will do that. I will take a look.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
And she's winning once again in this position. Why? Let's try to understand why. Of course, because she's rook up in this position, right?
Wow.
If I can count correctly, right?
Yeah, it's a tipsy-turvy position. Very looking weird in the sense of it's not a normal game.
Exactly.
The normal game looks a little more
How do you explain this game to the kids? Right?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
They want action. They can't wait. Okay, so this is like a game that kids would play. Like in the sense that a good thing. Oh,
I love this move, c2. Wow, she did it. After bishop takes c1, intermediate check, and then you get the bishop. So you just won a piece with this maneuver. Crazy stuff.
That's just beautiful.
Exactly, but she fought well. I mean, Paola Coelho, she fought well with this knight c3.
There's an author, right?
Yeah, Paulo Coelho is an author, yeah.
So that makes it super funny. So
exactly. So queen h4, and still some work to be done to finish this game. And guys, we are reading your comments here. I see your comments in Twitch.
We got 1332 players. Pepe, are you happy? Do you want to set the net goal?
I'm not happy. I want 1,500 right now.
Okay, 1,500 players. Okay, can we get 1,500 players in less than 40 minutes? We have 44 minutes till the end of the tournament. We need more of you to play. This is open for anybody.
Exactly. It doesn't matter your level. I mean, it doesn't matter if you just started to play chess yesterday,
Yeah, or now. You can just, come in and have a taste.
Exactly. Don't worry, because the system will not allow you to make illegal moves. So it doesn't matter. You will try there with the knight, and then somehow, boom, you will be able to make a move at some point.
Just play Tetris like, you play, pawn up, pawn down. Pawn goes, that doesn't go down. But yeah.
All right, so
just enjoy. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're already 1,350. Only 150 players left for the next target. So
I love how you make computations super fast. Because
no. I'm also terrible doing that, though.
I think it's relative. I don't want to discuss that. I do think it's relative.
What was your PhD about, actually?
Public and social policy.
Okay, very interesting. I have no idea about that, but
it's like a subgroup of political science. Okay. I have a degree, master's degree in international relations. Which is like, war, peace, and security subject.
All right.
And
you studied in Turkey or in the States already? Your bachelor's?
My bachelor's, I did it in Turkey, and I got my master's in Turkey. Then I moved to US with, for my PhD.
Okay.
It didn't turn out. I did not really like it.
Very good.
Yeah.
You got one of the chess scholarships?
I did not get the scholarship from chess. But I got a scholarship from the school itself for my academic achievements. I was, one of the presidential fellows. Yeah.
Oh, big boss here.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was feeling super. My conditions were better than chess. Awesome. And yeah. And they had a super good scholarship. Just say, the St. Louis, the level of
there are many chess. You mean your scholarship was very good? You mean
yeah. Like, I mean, chess scholarship in St. Louis is super good. I think for anybody, it's super inclusive. But I think mine was even better than that a little.
Awesome. Money.
Yeah.
So, by the way, if you guys are chess players and you're considering to study in the States, there are many interesting scholarships, right, to fund your studies. I mean, in my age, I remember I was actually applying to 4 or 5 places. They had very good scholarships. I actually got one, but finally I got another scholarship to do my master's in Europe. But you don't need to be grandmaster to apply for those scholarships. If you have a decent, let's say, CV, and your chess level is decent, you can get one of those and live a nice experience over there.
Actually, what I'm going to tell you is that some of the really successful girls in the United States, like Carissa Yip, Jennifer Yu, they all went to top tier schools like Stanford, Harvard. Chess opens so many doors for these amazing. I mean, they're amazing. Like, I don't want to, but
but of course, it's very attractive for the guy who wants to hire you, right? They see in the CV like national champion under 18 in chess. Oh, she's an interesting person for sure. And it happened to me as well. Like in order to get some jobs, we end up only talking about chess during the interview. So
I actually had an interview with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and they asked me what the Zugzwang was. It's like, do you know the best player in the United States? And this was one of the questions. And back in the day, it was Wesley So, number one. But historically, it was Bobby Fischer. So and then the other question the guy asked me was, Zugzwang. What is Zugzwang?
Okay, so
like,
did you?
Wow, I can't believe chess just was asked in my interview.
So what did you answer? You said Wesley So or Bobby Fischer?
I said both. Like, if you say, currently it's Wesley So, number one, but if it was back in the day. But if it's historical, then it's Bobby Fischer for sure, who was the world champion. I was like, and then he asked me what Zugzwang was.
Of course. Very interesting.
So funny.
So let me just click on some other game, right? Some other woman game, for instance, here. I know this is the one we're just following. And what else do we have here? Is here International Master?
I think we looked at New Year Girl, but she is one of the top women I can see.
Okay.
But no active games though. So
okay, I see here FIDE Master from Norway. Let me just try to see her name. He's playing against La Roca. You know what La Roca means in Spanish?
The Rock.
The Rock, of course.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors, The Rock.
Oh yeah. He plays chess.
He plays chess? No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Before Poke Champs 1 happened. Wait, was he in the even Poke Champs 1? Like, I think before Poke Champs 1 happened, there was like a chess event with The Rock.
Wow. I missed that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Yeah, would be awesome. I'd love to see that.
If I'm not going, I might mix it up facts in my mind, because I love The Rock and I want him to see, play chess. Maybe I'm making up things, but I do think that he plays chess and we did have a collaboration with him in the past.
Wow. You have had a successful career when you have your own movie section in the airplanes. Because you have tragedy and you have some movies, you have comedy and there are some movies, and then you see The Rock and all of the Rock movies are over there,
Yeah, that's super relevant actually.
So what's going on here is she's just beating La Roca.
Yeah.
La Roca is not that solid.
La Roca is not solid, it's not doing good, but again, it's an experience. You're playing against a person who is much higher rated than it, and that's perfectly okay. Like, my first tournament, I got paired with a person who was much higher rated than I did, even though I was thinking, hey, I'm gonna only get people under 1,000, and then my first opponent was 1,300. and which was, you know, kind of heartbreaking. Like I lost a knot on that spot by thinking about that.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
No.
mentally lost.
First
So-
tournament is extremely tough for everyone.
Yeah.
You go there, you lose every game, and you think, what am I doing here? Like, let me just go back to my place.
And it's a US tournament. So in US tournaments, the thing is like you have 3 rounds or, you know, 2 double rounds a day.
Right.
It's not like, you know, European tournaments where you play one round a day.
One game
and
per
get
day,
to
and the
relax.
rest, you go to the beach and stuff like that.
So mine was like only 3 days, but it was like 5 rounds or something. And, you know, what I did was like, I lost, I cry, I recover, I go back to the game, I lose again, I cry, and wake up next day, play 3 games.
No, it's very tense over there in the States. Too many games. It's also true that you guys have to bring your own chessboards and your own chess clocks as well.
Yeah, that's true. And they're expecting to set it up. And you know, I think my chess clock was faulty at that point because you know we started the game. I was pressing, and then you know something weird happened, and you know my opponent pointed that hey, the clock is wrong. Like it can't be. Like it was showing an awkward number, and I'm like, I don't know how to use this.
So what happens if you don't bring a chess clock? You're not allowed to play, or?
I mean, you know, usually your opponent has one, so as long as your opponent has one, that's okay. I know that you know my husband Alex doesn't bring any chess clocks. He just borrows the opponent ones.
Interesting. No, in Europe it's not like that, but it's an interesting concept. Yeah, everybody contributing to the tournament.
Yeah,
sounds reasonable. Yeah, to me.
Yeah. I think it cuts down the organizational cost as well. Maybe brings down the participation. I mean, the expenses for registration and stuff. So I think it's you know fine.
No, of course it's tough to organize a chess tournament. You know, I did it once in my life. No more. You know? No, it was my last tournament. I organized a closed GM tournament and also IM tournament. 2 tournaments in my city in Granada in the south of Spain. And you know, I also decided to play at the same time, so it was extremely you know, a lot of stress. You know, I was finishing a game and then I had to drive some guy to the airport, then came back and then, you know, go to some hotel because there was some disaster in some room, and I ended up losing 25 points and money. So
oh no, Pepe. Well, I would love to see you organize some more, but I think definitely it is necessary to, you know, keep a balance of like, if you're organizing, you should not play. If you're
exactly, but I love playing, you know,
you shouldn't organize.
exactly, yeah. So one at a time, yeah.
Yeah. So that's an experience. I'm not sad, but yeah, I'm sure you recovered those points.
Yeah, I recovered now.
Yeah.
I recovered those points. And so what's going on here? Once again, we're checking. I think, Renato Terri is the leader of the tournament. He's an extremely talented blitz player.
I think it's between Emilio and you know, Renato. But Renato is also a streamer. Let me give you a quick shout out. It's on he's live, I think, on twitch.tv/meterrible with terrible with Y. So and he's one of the contenders for the top prize.
By the way, I'm here talking nonsense as usual in my life, and we have 1,500 players already, 1,539. But I'm not happy with you guys. I'm angry with those of you who are not registered yet, because we need 2,000 people.
Yeah. We need you. We need you right now. We need 2,000 players to play in this tournament.
Exactly. That's
this
a goal.
This is going amazing. I'm super stoked to see so many players from so many places. Like when I look at the list, there's like so many colors because, you know, so many people from all over the world are playing, and also so many colors because, you know, there's titled players, there's untitled players, there's females, there's males, there's you know, lots of a variety of people playing here, and it's super amazing, super inspiring, I think. And you know, the number keeps
that's what we were just saying, Ayelen. 1,544. Crazy.
Yeah, we want 2,000.
We want 2,000, of course. And as you said, universal language.
Yeah,
Kids,
it is a universal
6-year-old
language.
kids, like grandparents, you know, people from Australia and the States and Spain and Italy, all together here celebrating this Women's Day.
Absolutely.
What else? Let me just go to some other game. And here, who's the best girl right now in the standings? New Year girl. Let's check her game.
I don't think she's playing at the moment. I don't see an active game.
Right. I'm not
There's
allowed
like a
to
little
follow the game.
chessboard icon when you see.
So it's Florencia.
No,
Let's
it's
go to
Florencia. Let's go.
Yeah,
She scored 13.5 out of 15 games right now.
Exactly. So now she's playing against this Frank 1-3-2, and she's winning. She's winning because she's got 2 pass pawns. Okay, White has some counterplay. White can try to capture this pawn and then promote the c pawn. So it's not going to be that easy as it looks, right? h4 takes, h3, c6, h2, c7, h1, c8. That could be made. So she needs to be careful in this position. And I think we are managing to collapse the site.
No, I think what you do is like you're following too many people right now at this stage.
Really?
So yeah, I think you're following multiple people at the same time. So it's like it all piles up. Every single person you checked right now is on your thing. If you go to chat, you will see how many
really? I didn't know that it was actually possible.
Yeah,
Chat?
every time you click, there's a notification saying up you're following
Okay, so
Benjamin.
how can I unfollow, let's say?
Yeah, I don't know. Gillian, help us with that. I also have the same problem, actually.
slash unfollow, but then I should write.
Yeah,
okay,
we need a command for unfollowing everybody.
that would be amazing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, right.
Almost 1,600 guys. That's amazing.
Is rated. 1,600 players almost. Let's go.
1,600. 16. 1,594 right now.
Yeah, we need 2,000 players. Anybody
we need
can
to
play.
fill a stadium. Yeah, like 2,000 players. That's my dream, Nigarham. That's my dream.
This is like a Taylor Swift concert.
Exactly. My dream for the future is to have, let's say, Magnus, Carlsen, and Nakamura playing some blitz competition, and then 10,000 or 20,000 people watching there with nice commentary. You know, like why not artists in the breaks? You know, singing some music and everybody dancing there. Why not?
Yeah, we need a Super Bowl of chess.
Exactly.
Why not? I think with time we could get there with with more representation, with more inclusivity, and also with more sponsors.
Exactly, with 50 Cent performing, you know, and
right. You know, if we get, I think Taylor Swift plays chess, or
really
she does have a song about chess. Like, do you know Mastermind?
No.
Yeah,
okay.
so like she practically talks about chess in that song.
Wow.
And that she's a mastermind, like she plans every move. And when she walks during the Eras tour, like the $1 billion revenue tour that she went all over the world with, when she steps on the ground while singing that song, there is chessboard figures, like chessboard squares.
Okay.
on the places that she presses. That's great. I believe she featured chess in many ways. So why not have Taylor Swift?
Of course, yeah. Unfollow, just unfollow, Ajalen, without slash. Just unfollow. Slash unfollow. Let's see what happens. I hope. Yeah.
Yay!
It worked. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now everything's gonna
now
be
we
much
can
better.
select new people and you don't have to worry about them.
Exactly. And then I will write this unfollow time from time. And
it starts up for some reason, and I experienced that.
So we only have 26 minutes left to the end of this tournament, and we need 400 more players to reach 2,000.
Yeah.
Let's
Only
do it, guys.
400.
We can do it. Come
I
on.
think we have enough people. You know, we need you to join this tournament right away. You might be wondering, how do I get there? You know, you keep talking about joining that tournament. That's a very good question. We have that pinned on top. Okay, you just click the link, voila, you're in the tournament. If you don't have a chess.com account, create one. It's free. Like, just play chess today. Celebrate it. Celebrate it with us, okay? It doesn't matter if you know the rules. Like, the system doesn't let you move illegally. So just try out, have fun.
Exactly. You have a lot of interesting features in chess.com. You can play games, you can follow tournaments, you can solve puzzles, you can read news. You know, you can have a lot of fun here.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not to try?
If you want to learn chess, there's lessons. If you want to, you know, just don't play against, if you don't want to play against humans, like, you know, you're shy, like I was when I first started, like I could never play against them. Like the idea of playing against a human, another human being simultaneously, it's like, it was crazy for me. Okay. But what I did was we didn't even have the bot personalities in the past. So what I did was like, I would challenge Komodo or something, you know, a chess computer. That is my level. And, you know, I was just swinging around, you know, playing around. But now you have the bots. We have, you know, personalities and, you know, you can challenge them and, you know, you don't lose rating. You can even, you know, challenge them in learning mode, which shows you moves and gives you suggestions along the way. Which is not possible in rated games, for example. So lots of opportunities for anybody and everybody who wants to play chess today.
By the way, is there an Igarham bot?
Yeah, we have a Niger bot who is very evil, keeps beating me. Yeah, I don't know what happened to her, but I do think she's a bit evil, like a Terminator sense.
So you guys can play against Igarham's bot.
Yeah.
And you also have the Magnus Carlsen bot and many different ones, right?
Yeah. Are we going to see a Pepe bot?
I don't know. No. Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future when it's possible.
I tried the Magnus Carlsen once, and he's got, I think, 5 different versions, right? You got the soccer Magnus, the chef Magnus, and stuff like that. And I managed to beat the first 4, the first 4, and then the 5th one he beat me actually pretty badly.
So it was like the previous monthly bot. So every month we have a different theme. So currently in March, there's a murder mystery theme. So you have to figure out like who killed the green pawn. Okay, so previous month, like in February, I believe, or it was in January. I'm losing my mind. So Sleepy Magnus, you know, Soccer Magnus. I also played against that, but now we only have the Magnus, real Magnus himself. I was able to beat him to a certain level, but you know, he's unbeatable for me after some level. So.
The skiing Magnus, right? We also have this skiing Magnus or something, yeah?
Yeah, the guy doesn't blunder. Hey, you need to blunder for me to win.
Jerry's has blundered some pieces here in this game, and Florencia is about to win. Now she's currently in position number 17. She's doing great.
She's up in material. She's up in time. This is completely winning.
Exactly. So I'm gonna try to go for some other game right now because she's about to win. Let me just check the number of players as well. Probably we were close to 1,700 already. Let me just go
1657 people playing currently.
Awesome.
And we want to reach 2,000, please, guys.
This is epic. 2,000 people. We get to 2,000 people in one tournament. Crazy stuff,
Yeah. I think we could totally achieve that. We still have 22 minutes. So if you wanted to play, this is your chance.
Of course. And I wanted to thank everybody behind the scenes to make actually this tournament possible. So many people working, right? Creating the shows, you know, making the promotions, like the marketing stuff, the social media stuff. So many people trying to make this work.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who contributed this, you know, to starting from the planning stage till the execution space. And thank you, and our angelic voice in the background, Ajalen, who is actually an amazing chess player, also a streamer. Shout out to Ajalen, just to follow her, give her some love.
Ajalen Chess is her channel, and
yeah,
she's starting to stream regularly once again. And she's a strong player. She's played so many Olympiads, national championships as well. Very strong player. She beat me like.
Convince her to stream chess regularly. She just needs to be regular. That's it. Encourage her.
Exactly. She needs to go back to play tournaments, And,
yeah.
No, I will tell her.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable.
This is not acceptable. We need you, Angela. Come on. All right.
So where should we go right now? Let me check another game. Only 20 minutes left, guys.
Yeah, 20 minutes. You can play one game. You don't have to, play till the end. You can just play one game and go out. This is an arena tournament. So you have 3 minutes and 2 seconds per move. Yeah. Open to anybody. Just create a chess.com account for free today and start playing.
Exactly. So let me just go back to Benjamin's Bok game. Grandmaster from Netherlands, who is now in position number 4. It's extremely tight. The fight for the first place, as you can see, 93 points, 92 points, 90, 90. So basically 4 players fighting for the title.
Yeah. It's a tough competition. They all want the sub gifts.
Exactly. Let me see if this is working. And I just need to refresh.
Yeah, right. I also had the same. Did we crash the website?
Probably we're close. Yeah.
I got a thing. Okay. I got a notification. Oh, Florencia is also streaming. I see the notification of that. Shout out to Florencia, who's been who's been in this tournament since the beginning.
She's streaming. Yeah, she's got a Twitch channel as well. So she's there. And Benjamin is winning, right? Why? Because he's 2 points up, and now 3, as you can see, and 2 pass pawns.
As we speak.
Exactly. And so basically what you need to do in this position is just to push, right? You push your pass pawns, maybe also F5 to protect this guy here. So everything protected. That's it.
Yeah. Once you have like a beautiful position like that, you can pretty much do anything. Because it's so beautiful, like nothing actually listens.
Nothing is hanging. Everything is protected. You see, every piece is protected here.
Solid. You can even trade pieces. Like, when you're up in material, you trade pieces just to simplify the game. And
that's a very nice technique. You simplify, you minimize the risks. And you trade pieces and it's going to be easier. Are you a solid player, Nigarhan, or are you a crazy?
I'm not a solid player, but my style, is I'm not solid because I blunder a lot. But the style I'm going for is actually solid style. Like I like Karpov's games. I like, Petrosian, like he's slowly squeezing the opponent, like with positional moves. Like, I like those games. Like I don't want, crazy things flying around, and I don't want to feel unsecure. I'm like, all for trades, because I know for me, I blundered pieces in one move. And, if that's a behavior I display, I try to trade pieces to avoid that, because if you don't have pieces, you don't blunder them. If you trade the queen, you cannot blunder the queen. So that's what I think. Okay, that's what makes it. So I joke.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm also like you, I'm a very positional player. People say I'm boring, but that's not the truth,
Yeah.
I just want to be, calm in my games, not run into any blunders. But my style is very, very actually boring, I would say. Yeah, I love to play end games and stuff like that.
Actually, it's not boring, because, if you have a good position, the tactics will reveal themselves. Like you don't have to work for them. Like it's just, you get them in your positions and you see them.
That's very true.
It's not boring at all.
no, if you have done a good positional job, then you will have your tactical chances.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Like
So-
here, for example, like, you know, black, you just forgot that, you know, wait.
Rook for free.
They could, yeah, like they could have gotten the queen, no? I mean,
Yeah,
as
you
well.
could have taken the rook immediately, of course. Yeah, with the king here, because
And
the king
then
was protecting the queen.
check, you know, bishop check, and then rook check, and then get the queen, kind of at this situation.
That's right. That's right. That's perfect. And now this king is, you know, after there is actually going to be mate here. Maybe king f3, queen e4. No, king d3. And now you can also take the queen at some point with rook
Yeah,
d8.
right. The queen has been, you know,
mate.
Oh no! Oh, that was a very fancy checkmate. Okay.
Yeah. So, oh, 1,716 players. Only 284 players left to reach the 3,000. No, the 3,000. No. I'm too optimistic.
Maybe,
yeah, 2,000.
Yeah, we have only 15 minutes, guys. Okay, you can just enter and play as much as you like within the 15 minutes duration, and you know, help us.
No. Yeah, and thank you so much for showing your support to Women Chess and to this event. We need your support, guys, and you did it. You did it. You crushed it today by showing up here, by sharing with us this day. Exactly. And by blundering. That's
Your generous blunders make this world turn.
Tournament amazing.
Tournament happen.
Now, what are we just following? Let me just go to somewhere. I mean, some of the games. Sorry. Some women game. Let me just try to follow a title player here. Oh, we got this FIDE master from Norway. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Let's go there. Step by step, slowly. I clicked already, guys, but you know, just give me 1 second.
You need to unfollow for a second.
Exactly.
You know, as the numbers increase, we have the have the technical difficulties coming in, but it's all for a good reason. Okay.
Of course.
We love it.
Is it working? No.
Come on.
It didn't work. But I will do it now. Oh no, she's not playing anymore. That's why. She finished.
Might be the reason. While you click in and there's like little things. I want to, you know, immortalize this moment, Pepe. Okay. So we're currently on the front page of Twitch. And this is my first time ever being there. Okay. And we got the hero spot as well. So like whoever goes into twitch.tv, the first thing they ever see on the top of the screen is you and I.
Really?
And the chessboard. Okay. So
I'm very nervous right now. So hi to everybody.
I am super stoked to be here, and I want to you know, keep this in memory because this is my first time. I just do what people do. You know, when I say you know, this, maybe you can, you know, wave.
Okay.
Wave, Pepe, wave. Wait, keep waving because there's like
It's like a video or something.
Yeah, I'm taking a video.
All right, guys. So welcome to this tournament. Here we are celebrating the Women's Day and Women in Chess, and we are close to 2,000 players. We are 1,760 players already playing bullet chess, which is extremely quick chess, 3 minutes plus 2 seconds increment for every move. And we have a lot of strong players today here, one of the best chess players in the world, and also the best women chess players in the world. So it's been a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it has been super great, and we honored you know, women in chess in different ways because, you know, we know that playing is a good part of it. Like you play chess, I play chess. You know, there's 1,700 players in the tournament, but like that, we learned today that that's not the only thing. And also, you know, just because we tell that, you know, this is a Women's Day, doesn't necessarily need to focus on, you know, the fact that we're just trying to elevate women, not because we want to elevate women, but we want to elevate the game. And the only way we can grow the game is actually this because, you know, otherwise it's not sustainable. Our game is 2,000 years old, and if we don't do something, it's not gonna survive 2,000 more. Okay, so
Exactly.
this is the oldest game on Twitch, probably. So welcome, and happy to have you guys here. And we have 11 minutes to go. I'm so sad that it's you know, wrapping up a bit.
Yeah, 11 minutes only. Like time flies so fast.
I know.
You know, and but I'm enjoying a lot. I mean, for me, it was like 2 minutes of show, but we've been here like for 3 hours.
It's so easy when other people are playing, right?
Exactly. So we're not suffering here. We are not blundering. We're just commenting on everybody else's moves. And you know who is suffering as well as this Kino, I think, right?
Poor King.
Black didn't castle, and now, you know, white's a pawn up in this endgame, which is tough to convert because, you know, imagine all these pawns are eliminated and we end up in a 4 versus 3 and a rook endgame. This is also a theoretical draw. So this kind of endgame is not easy to convert.
Pepe, a question to you. Do you agree with the statement that all rook games are drawn?
No. I mean, the rook endgames are the most difficult part in chess, in my opinion. It looks like not. It looks like it is not like that because, you know, only few pieces are remaining in the board. But, you know, they're extremely tough to understand. And the evaluation of the position changes if you just change one square or one pawn from its original position. No. I mean, I still don't get rook endgames. So, you know, very tough.
Even pawn endgames are super, you know, you would think, hey, pawns are easy. No, they're not.
I mean, the whole game of chess is extremely complicated. That's why it's so rich, and that's why, you know, even if you have been playing for 35 years, you still get nothing.
Yeah. I agree with that. And, you know, despite that we have theories like for openings and end games, the middle game is actually quite terrorized portion of the game, don't you think?
See, of course, you know, end game is also very tough. And you have so many concepts to learn. Prophylaxis. What is prophylaxis? You cannot only think about your own plans in chess. You need to anticipate your opponent's plans. So you cannot only think about your thing, you know. You need to always compute what your opponent wants to do. You have to study theory. You have to study endgames. You have to study calculation. Like there are so many things, you know. It's positional play, tactical play, forks, forcing moves, discover checks, and you know, pins. It's just infinite, you know. So.
Yeah. That sounds like a question that my interviewer would ask, like, what is prophylaxis? And I was like, say it on the spot.
I'm sure you have heard like there are more possibilities in a chess game than atoms in the universe, right?
Yeah, and then people keep on playing the London over and
exactly.
over and over.
Yeah. I've seen those videos.
Yeah.
But you know, just in move number 1, how many possibilities do we have, Nigarham? 20, right? We have 16 pawn moves and 4 knight moves. So black also have 20 possibilities. That means in the first complete move, we have 20 times 20, which is 400 possibilities only in the first move. If we go to the second move, we have more, if I remember correctly, more than 196,000 possibilities only in the 2 first moves. So it's just crazy game.
Yeah, it is crazy.
So
and because you have a mathematics background, you just, you know, simply put it out there and it's like mind-blowing.
It's crazy. So
18. Oh, viewers. Okay.
Viewers.
Wow, that's crazy. Thank
Welcome,
you again.
everybody.
Great shout out to Twitch Women's Guild for supporting this event and, you know, really we had players from the guild in the tournament. We had so many support. We received so many support before even the event happened. And now they're supporting during the event by putting us to the hero spot on Twitch, which is super amazing, brings us so much more visibility and makes us, accessible, which is the entire point today. We are here loving this game and trying to, make it more accessible, more, more equal for everybody in the world. And this is the way to go. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. We are now 1,840 players. Guys, very close to the magic number of 2,000.
6 minutes. We have 6 minutes to make it 2,000. Come on, guys. You can do this. Now, if you join right now, you will play one game in the tournament. I guarantee you one game.
Yeah, it will be enough. You can play one game and then contribute to this fantastic event. And now after king b8, this rook couldn't stop the f-pawn, right? Because the king is in between. So that's why black is about to resign. Okay, last trick. But you can promote with a check here and then capture the rook. And I'm pretty sure 90% of the people here know how to checkmate in this position, right?
Yeah, this is called a ladder mate, because you move the pieces like a ladder. As you see, it's very, very actually looking great, visually. I see. From from a beginner's perspective, that checkmate looks beautiful. Like you just checkmate, and yeah, it's so fun.
So who is leading in the tournament? Emilio Chess from Mexico is leading the tournament. Second place for Renato Terry from Peru. Third place for Grandmaster Benjamin Buck from the Netherlands. And let's check the final game. Let's stay here. Yeah. This is called a Sicilian defense. Now there is a pawn here for free on b2, and that's why black took it. And after knight b4, look at this. You want to check here on c2. You can also capture this pawn with the queen. Yeah, exactly. Taking everything for free there.
Yeah. So is this the dragon variation? Because the bishop is on g7? Okay.
Exactly.
My dragon is dead, so I don't know.
I think it's one of the most fun openings to play with the black pieces, because it leads to very complex positions and very dynamic and very aggressive.
Super
this
tactical.
Bishop is just a monster. Exactly. Very tactical positions. Extremely fun to play.
Yeah, I only tried once.
Really?
Man, it didn't go well.
You have actually two versions of the dragon. You have the accelerated dragon, which is without playing d6, and you have the normal dragon, which goes after d6.
But there's also hyper-accelerated dragon, right?
Yeah, accelerated and hyper-accelerated, I think, is the same thing.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. I think so, yeah. Maybe,
my dragon is dead, so how would I know?
And, the accelerated dragon has some small theoretical problems, which is called the Maroczy setup, which is extremely annoying for black. And that's why you barely see the accelerated dragon in top tournaments.
Yeah. Did you know that Maroczy was the coach of the first women's world champion, Vera Manchik?
Really? He
discovered her. Yeah, when she was playing in a small town, I think, or and then she moved to London. Like he saw the the talent in her, and yeah.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Learning every day here with Nigarham, yeah? We are...
I'm sorry if I remember facts incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure, the way that I remember it, that must be...
Guys, I wanted to show you here one trick, okay? Because if you go for check straight away, sorry, this was not my intention. Here, let's go here. If you go check here, then white can actually cover with knight to d1. Once again. No,
let's try one more time. Third time is the charm, okay?
Yeah. If you go check here, then white can go knight to d1. So that's why you first take on e3, and then you play rook c1. Therefore, white cannot cover with the knight on d1. Then the king has to move, and then you finally grab the free rook on h1, right?
Yeah,
this is simple tactics.
Yeah, this is called intermezzo, or in between moves in chess. One of the simple things, like you don't really check right away, but you do another move and then do the other move and check and take.
That's perfect. And now this is just about collecting free fruit, as you see here. These 2 pawns, and then push another pawn, just promote a queen, and then go for the checkmate. Right?
What I like about is that, you can forget about your rook. You can forget about all the pawns, other pawns, or you can even use them as a decoy. Like, you say that, hey, I'm going to promote on the, A and B pawns, and the king, suddenly rushes there, and you promote the other ones. This is so beautiful for black pieces right now.
Exactly. You only need to watch out with the stalemate situations. For instance, in this position, if you promote a queen, and the king is here, it would be stalemate, right? Because the king cannot move, actually, not to e4, because the queen would be covering that square, not to g5, to g4, not capturing the rook on g3 because the rook is protected. That would be stalemate, and that means the game ends in a draw. So just take care with that a little bit, and if you do that, then it will be fine.
Yeah. Be careful, guys. When you have too much material, sometimes it's not not necessarily a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing always, but you need to be careful. We have 39 seconds left, Pepe.
Yeah, 39 seconds left, and almost 1,900 players. This is epic, guys. Thank you so much for contributing like this. It means the world to us.
Yeah, it does mean a lot, and it does mean that we are allies. We are all wanting one thing, and that is to to make this game last a little longer than 2,000 years.
Exactly. And what are they doing? They're sacrificing everything.
Yeah, I think it does not matter because the game is over, the tournament is over, this game will not count towards it. So that's why I think they were just messing around, both our streamers.
Exactly, and the tournament has finished, and we see that Emilio Chess has won the tournament, Renato Terry 2nd place, Benjamin Buck 3rd place, but chess has won in general, right, in today. And
shout out to everybody in the chat right now. They're reporting that they played their first ever game. Or they played when there's 900 elos. They placed in 9th places. So many people who are just reporting that now that the tournament is over, they're coming back, and because they don't have to play anymore, they're reporting their things. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. Emilio Chess, who got the 1st place in the tournament, got 20 Twitch subs because they were streaming. And Me Terrible, Renato, I think he won, I believe, 15 subs. And Benjamin Buck, who is another streamer, like top 3 streamers. Like, we don't have to make another, calculation,
right?
Because they're all streamers. Benjamin, who was the 3rd place winner, I believe he got 10 subs as a gift.
Exactly.
Plus, they each got Luciana Morales, Queens of the Chessboard course on Chessable.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a fantastic course. Luciana is a great player. She can teach extremely well. So you guys will love the course for sure.
Awesome. So amazing. Happy to have. All right. So guys, it was so lovely being with you. It was so lovely, witnessing this today, being a part of today. We started with a roundtable. We had so many amazing women join us, share their experiences and bring awareness to what's been happening in the chess world. And also, we had 2-hour arena tournament, mainly commentated by our GM in residence, Pepe Cuenca. So amazing. And we had almost 1,900 players. Okay, we can say that it's 1,900 players viewed by so many people at the same time. It's been super amazing.
Exactly. I mean, Same thing. Thank you very much, Nick Graham. It's been a pleasure, of course, to be here with you. And I would like to thank everybody who made this possible, all the people working behind the scenes, all of you guys who joined the tournament, all the guests that we had in the roundtable, fantastic women like sharing their stories. And it's been a pleasure, Nick Graham. I hope to see you, hopefully, before the next year, you know?
Yeah, likewise. It's been super fun. We should make it very often, Pepe.
I agree.
And thank you, special thank to you. Like as a woman who plays chess, it's so. I think it's so important to have men who are supporting women in chess. And
That's right.
thanks for being that special person. And you know, I know that there's other, you know, very good chess players that support women in chess, but it's so I'm so proud and happy to see your involvement, super active in the space. And you know, Pepe, I'm super beyond happy. And also,
Thank you.
one thing I wanted to say, thank you, chess.com, for letting us, you know, find this voice, letting make us have the platform to voice our concerns, voice what's been happening in the chess world, and also helping us bring awareness. And also thank you, Twitch Women's Guild. Thank you, special thanks to Chelsea Weiss and also Coco, who are the leaders of the guild, for supporting this tournament. The support we got was immense. All the streamers who wanted to join, who played the tournament, who couldn't play the tournament, you know, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much for your support. For all the viewers, thank you for viewing. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for supporting this. And also special thanks to my girl, Ajalan, in the background for producing this event and being super amazing and super inspirational for everybody. And thank you, Sente, and all the mods.
That's right. So we'll see you guys in another occasion. It's been a pleasure. Take care and have a lot of fun wherever you are. Take care.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
It's not a women's game, they said, but millions of us are here. From every corner of the world,
New journeys in chess appear.
From engineering to partnerships
and new events we premiere.
the women who power chess.com
Grow great game in their career. We celebrate the early champs.
courageous every year.
Against the odds and circumstance.
A new wave they pioneered.
Handing over to the present day,
Our rising stars we cheer.
And now we dream that little girls become champions without fear.
around the world we come together.
And meet up every year.
To all the women of chess.com, we want this year to be your year.
This is Grandmaster Daniel Narditsky. We are watching Valentina Gunina taking on June, the women's world champion, at the 2023 World Blitz Championship in Uzbekistan. And the players starting off with a pretty conventional opening, a Queen's Gambit decline, and now a semi-Tarrasch as June brings her C-pawn up to the center, and a big exchange in the center. This is a very, very popular opening. Black takes on D4 and then takes on D5, and now gets an isolated queen pawn on D5. Okay, now the rook comes into D1, and now it's Gunina's turn to launch an offensive and chase the black pieces out of the center. Knight to E7. June has to oblige. And are there tactics? No. Back to home base goes the white queen. Bishop to D5, pinning the knight, forcing the weakening move. F3, June is playing an amazing game with only a couple of seconds on her clock. She's doing a terrific job of sort of keeping the status quo and continuing to induce weaknesses in white's position. But she is still down a queen, and white is still pressuring the king side. Bishop to A7. Gunina has plenty of time on her clock. Queen to D3 was another devilish move. It threatened 2 checkmates on H7, and actually there was a mate on D8 that was threatened, and so June has to make some luft. But G6 is a very weakening move in 4 seconds as that knight, it couldn't decide where to go. Knight to C6, knight to E4. Gunina brings her knight into the game. 2 seconds for June. Rook to D8, chasing the white queen away. Oh, but that's a pin. That rook on D1 is undefended. Oh, Gunina blundered that move. Gunina blundered rook to D8, and now the white queen has nowhere to go. She might have to sacrifice the queen back. Oh, but that endgame is going to be really bad news for white because while the e3 pawn is weak, the a2 pawn is weak, and that black rook on c4 can infiltrate down to c1 or to the side down to a4. Gunina blundered rook to e8, and with only 3 seconds, the women's world champion was able to spot that the rook on d1 is undefended, and I don't see a different move for white. She might have to play queen takes rook, or maybe queen takes knight is a better version of that sacrifice. No, she's going to move back to f4. Gunina is going to keep her queen at all costs. Oh, with 2 seconds left, Ju and Jun just didn't have the time to capture white's rook on d1, and instead she went g5. She allowed a check. She allowed a trade. Oh, white's going to win. Queen d6 check. What a move. King g7. Another check on h5. That's forced mate. That's forced mate. Knight h5 is mate in 2. Knight h5 is mate in 2 moves, and she finds it. And Ju and Jun stops the clock and graciously extends her hand. She almost came all the way back down a queen, but just didn't quite have enough time to deliver the final blow. All credit to Valentina Gunina for keeping pressure on the board and on the clock. What a game.